now. Hello! I love that when we started the recording it started with a So hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Blunders and Bothwellians, the Wounded Witch edition, named after Bothwell the LARP school that we all attend excitedly, and we encourage you all to do as well. Unless you're not going to be there to participate, in which case give up your ticket, give it to someone else who wants it. We have a waiting list. We're not bitter. So, this is the Tuesday Party, episode 24! You're, I think there's something exciting about 24. It's nearly 25, and 25 is, you know, half of 50, you know, so there, that's some exciting trivia for you.
Half 100.
Yes, exactly. Obviously we're going to get to 100 episodes. Obviously. It's going to happen. Well, it depends. Maybe you'll make some very good decisions and be done in 30. Who knows? Me. That's who knows. The DM knows. That's who knows.
To be fair, I can make an educated guess and say that this is the Tuesday Party. We don't do good decisions.
Well, at least you do, you know, good, as opposed to, you know, the Sunday Party who don't always do good. Yeah, those of you who haven't listened to the Sunday Party yet, you may recognise some of the people they ended up killing in the last episode.
That was fucking amazing. That actually blew my mind that happened.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful, and I was happy. Right. Last time, you guys were in the black market of Lely underground, and you discovered not only the shard you've been looking for, but you also discovered several things. You discovered that the shard was encased in a load of black goop. One or two of you know a little bit about why, because you read the mind of people and spoke to them. That knowledge can be shared later, also by the DM if you need a recap. You also discovered that Sharpenrot's current little child who he was abusing was not in fact a little child, but was a halfling girl, a member of the companions, who was perfectly capable of knocking him out when it came to it. And he didn't know and believed her to be a child, but actually she was just a halfling girl and managed to kick some serious butt along with you guys, although being a little bit miffed that you had killed him ahead of schedule. She then went off. You guys killed Sharpenrot by, and I'm going to quote the Theritas here, shish kebab rot and wave him around like a flag. This is on his pink lance that was a present from Varric. You also killed off all his guards and discovered the body of who you believe to be the dead of 2 months Queen Heidi in the black goo that was oozing around from this shard. You managed to retrieve it, apricity, very cleverly, on the flying carpet, and then you all got the heck out of Dodge when you realised that the black goo has been causing the earthquakes in Lely, and that the city doesn't necessarily have that long left because it may all collapse into the ground below. You flew up into the ceiling and through a crack you managed to escape, most of you on the carpet, Varric having pulled a card from the, well, it's called the Deck of Chance. Sprouted wings, which you're still getting used to. And you all guys flew up and out into the late evening, ready to head back to the tavern and have a nice long kip with several questions remaining to be answered. However, you were stopped in midair by the glittering, gleaming form of Paltalemon, the angel who had embarked you upon this very quest in the first place, there to congratulate you, no doubt, upon your success. So, I rejoin the story there for you guys. Paltalemon is hovering in the air before you. He's currently looking at all the party members, and he says, "You have retrieved the shard, I take it."
I would like to pull the shard from my pocket and go, "This little thing?"
Why, yes. They're not all the same size. This, and he peers at it, this would be one of the smaller ones, yes, but nonetheless vital. Even the smallest of things can help to build the greatest item. Well done, I must congratulate you. I did not think you would be able to succeed quite so quickly in this. I trust you still intend to find the rest of them for us.
Nah.
We're done.
Barrack if he actually says that.
No, he won't actually say that because Verti likes this quest and, loyalty card and such.
Very true.
I think we continue to carry on with this quest, yes. However, it was quite difficult to get this item. Is there anything that you could do to help us along with the next one?
I so thought it was going to be. I mean, we had to put a lot of effort into this, so I think we should probably get a little bit more financial gain, you know what I mean? Bartolomeo.
We only take payment in rubber ducks.
That I can do. He claps his hand and like a little a shower of rubber ducks just appears over Varric's head. And they're all sort of white and silver.
You get one, and I'll just hand out ducks to everybody.
Okay, there's enough to have 3 each.
Okay, I'll give everybody 3 rubber ducks then.
Thanks, Barrack. Pantomime, and I'd quite like mine in like something a bit heavier and golder and coin shaped.
Paltalemon raises an eyebrow and clicks, and the rubber ducks you're holding form into a duck made out of gold coins, and it's like sitting in your hand. It's only little, and you have to like be really careful because if you sway too much, it's all going to fall out of your hand, and you're on a carpet quite high in the air.
You're gonna make it rain on these people that are walking.
I can be charitable, but not right now. Cool. Can I like skillfully open my little money pouch and pour the coins into it?
Yes, you may.
Oh.
17 gold. That's 17 gold per duck.
Well, only yours turned into a duck, so 17 gold for you. It turned into like one very large gold duck. Alrighty. So having distracted ourselves with the detour of ducks, Paltalemon says, I thank you all for your bravery in this matter. I am sad that this is the first of several that you may hunt for. May I ask, what happened to the shard? Have we discovered this yet? How did it come to be here? Who is responsible?
I'm not sure if we know who's responsible. It was stuck within some black goo.
It's quite possibly molten by now. The guy who did it.
Oh, you mean what?
Well, not sure, but anyone who got close to the goop melted, so...
I don't know if he bought it, though, because they said that the earthquakes have been going on since the war.
I have some questions.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Angel, aren't you meant to have a lot of knowledge? Shouldn't you know all these? And also... do this yourself, and why do you need our help? We're just a bunch of, random different breeds, whereas you're meant to be an almighty angel.
Ah, yes, that is the consensus that is held about us. Unfortunately, we are nowhere near as great and powerful as people believe. The deities we serve, on the other hand, they have all the power and the might. We are merely servants of they. However, the main reason we require others to help us on this endeavour is that we cannot actually locate the shards properly. We can get a general idea of where they are, but then our readings go cold. It seems they have been somehow enchanted against us, warded, if you will. And also, we cannot cross interdimensional planes. We are bound to this plane of existence. We are bound to Mercer and the deities who preside here. I am led to believe by our sources that several of the shards may be on other multiverses, other planes of existence. So, unfortunately, we do require you to cross over, as you will not be torn into a ball of, feathery shreds as soon as you cross the barrier.
And what will you do with this shard now, if we let you have it?
Well, it may be easier for you to keep it. It may help guide you to the others. Of course, I can give you a few hints. We have managed to get a few pieces of information regarding the others. Unfortunately, information is all we can gather. As you understand, we cannot actually get close enough to them. I wish I could pinpoint them on a map for you, but that is just not possible. I believe that if you have a piece of the shard, however, and he looks over at Arissa wearing the goggles on her head, it should be a lot easier for you to spot the more recent dust trails that lead you to the next one, as opposed to just seeing anywhere it has been in the air, and I appreciate sometimes the dust can hang and linger. We are currently working on a portal for you, which should take you to the plane Mechanus, where we believe another shard resides. However, in the meantime, we believe the next closest is probably in Risha. I do not wish to send you there blindly, however, so I would ask that you find as much information out as you can regarding this current shard, and I shall get back to you as soon as I can with more information, rather than send you off to a continent that, well, would be like looking for a needle in a very large and earthy and bushy haystack.
So many emotions from
So many emotions from the group.
Everybody's so confused.
Look, we emote now.
So the first time, just annoyed.
Everybody.
So, if you do not know already, I would ask perhaps that you take a moment while you are here, discover who brought the shard here in the first place, and try and find out where they got it from. This could help us in catching the people who spread them around and where they may have taken the others, more specifically where, as opposed to a general idea. We may also be able to track them. If I know who to track, I can attempt to do that, of course. I mean, we can, all the Rebel Angels can, but at the moment we are operating almost in the dark. If you'll pardon the pun against Travis, that is.
So, Paltalayman, do you know anything of this strange mobile black goo that we found down in the cave just down here?
He flies over and sort of peers down the hole that you guys left. Ah, now that may cause a problem. I am not completely adept at the mortal magics, but it appears to be some sort of, how should I phrase this, error. That looks like the result of someone attempting great magical, well, abilities that they do not have, and the magic rebelled against them by, well, simply they're getting it wrong. Was this where you discovered the shard?
Yes, the shard was kind of contained within it.
Ah, like a beating heart of a black, oozing mass. It is still growing, I see. Goodness. Well, I would advise you not to remain in Lely too much longer than it takes you to answer all the questions we have. Put it that way. Not a lot can stop that down there. That is a whole mess of things gone wrong. It appears to me that somebody may have attempted to use the shard for great magical purposes, and it did not go well.
Would anybody else
Yeah.
understand the shard? How many others know about the Ada? Correct me if I pronounced that wrong.
Yes. I believe it was spelt that way. I should double check, but yes, it is pronounced. It is pronounced that way, so it is fine. We unfortunately are not sure how many are aware of the Ada and all it can do, mainly because the group who opposed us tried to spread their message as far and wide as they possibly could, and are growing in number, as far as I can tell. However, what we have managed to gather is that they believe all their pieces of shard are safe and hidden. So hopefully we are operating under their guise, so they cannot tell what we are up to.
Thank you. Frantic note-taking.
That's fine. And so, if I may, I pose some questions for you to answer, and then I wholeheartedly suggest you get out of Lely. I don't think the ground will cope much longer. The questions we will need you to answer, if possible. What happened to this shard, exactly? Who brought it here, and why? How long it has been here, and perhaps where it came from.
And how do you suggest we find that information, seeing as everybody who has seen the shard as we are is now severely dead?
I believe one of you holds some answers. And he sort of holds his hand out and scans across the group. He pauses on each of you. For Theratas in particular, he pauses on you. Not in a bad way, you just sort of feel like he's paying close attention to you, your connection to your god. And his hand moves across the group, and he says, "You have some of the answers you seek. Some of you asked the right questions at the right time, and one of you," and he sort of stops with his hand sort of in Hannibel's direction, and he looks a little inquisitive in her direction. "Ah, yes, well, I believe one of you managed to tap into the mind of someone who may have some answers. Unfortunately, I cannot delve so deep that I can retrieve these from you, but perhaps an extensive conversation between yourselves and sharing the information would be best."
Thank you, Pantalino.
That is not a problem. I must confess I am surprised in your new bedfellows. And he sort of keeps his hand pointing towards, not pointing, but sort of like hovering towards Hannibal. "I encourage you to have as many allies as you can. I would not have necessarily chosen this particular race, but any who decide to help you, I suppose."
Whoa. What do you mean?
Oh, we tolerate each other, I suppose, don't we? Don't interfere with each other.
Indeed we do.
Wait. You two know each other? What the?
Oh, not personally. I have met members of her race
never
before.
Personally.
The one good thing about meeting a member of her race in Mercer, of course, is that they're never here very long, only as long as it takes them to fulfill the wish of their summoner. Which one of you is it, then?
Hannibal raises her eyes to the sky and simply sighs.
At the word summoner, I instantly redo.
You instantly what, redo? that paused every ominous place then. It's like, I instantly...
Hannibal sleepily stares at an angel and goes, "Really, did you have to end my fun?"
Oh, but your fun isn't ended, you're still here, you still get to do everything you want. Perhaps it'll even speed up your process if they know why you're here. I bet she hasn't told you, has she? She's kept you guessing. Only told you tidbits about herself and made you guess. So go on.
But you can't talk about me, you and your riddles, all your high and mightiness. You never say anything straight yourselves.
Well, no, that is our fun as well.
Maybe this is a
And you
great
just
chance to
ruined
give some
mine.
answers.
How is that fair? You know part of my job is having them guessing. You just ruined part of my fun.
Well, I must apologise. Well, I will, I'll tell you what, I won't ruin all of it then. We have no quarrel here amongst ourselves. I'll let you all work out who her summoner is, but I would advise you that it would be better to work it out. Meantime, I, as part payment of a job well done, albeit only a sixth done, but still a mighty step forwards, I grant you our blessings. And he sort of sweeps his hands across the party, and every party member, so only Carnal Eclipse, I apologise, Hannibal.
Annabelle is kind of just pushing her hand up and like, no, not for me. And like he's despairing his magic. No, just no.
Mm-hmm.
You all, so he gives you all 20 hit points. So if you are down hit points, you get them up. If you currently are still on full hit points, then you get temporary hit points.
Ooh.
So I heal to full and then 10 hit points, so the total that...
Yes, so if you need any hit points, then boost yourself up to full, and then whatever's left, just top yourself up. So you've been given 20, so if you're down at the moment, and if you were in the battle and you can't remember, then I would assume you're down by at least 10, then boost yourself up.
Awesome.
A small token of a great favour well done, and no matter who you decide to, and again he looks across at Hannibal, accompany yourselves, we take great comfort in knowing that you are out and helping us with our work, and I do not want to make idle promises and promise you riches and gold and glory, but I can assure you when the time comes and all the shards are restored and the Aedar is used, evil being banished from the world shall grant you some profit, shall we say. And now I shall leave you. If you find answers to the questions we need, then do let me know. Because you have a shard now, you may call to me through it. I would advise you not to do it several times. I am not your personal, go-to. However, feel free to call my name and I shall speak to you or appear if I am not tremendously busy. Good luck, and I hope to see you very soon with another shard under your collective belts.
Thank you, Peltalimer, for everything. Can I hold up a hand for a high five?
He looks at you with a raised eyebrow and sort of turns his hand around to shake your high five hand. Yes. Thank you.
Can I shake his hand? Can I, make contact?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He's not a ghost.
I know, but I didn't know like how angels work on this plane. I was just being sneaky and seeing if I could touch him.
Okay. Apricity. Yeah, you can shake his hand. It's fine. You feel a sort of warm glow, and your hands all sort of warm and like tingly, sort of a bit like your hand had gone numb, and all the pins and needles is rushing back through it.
I'm gonna look at my hand and smile.
I so thought you were going to say I'm going to look at my hand and fart then.
She'll never wash it again. It's her biggest idol.
And with that, Paltalemon flies up, and when he gets about 30 feet away from you, he just disappears.
Angels.
That was kind of cool. Hey guys, how about a big fucking pint?
I think some celebration is in order. If my wings fit in the door.
We'll fit you in somehow.
Alright, so you guys are gonna fly and zoom. Every time you're on the carpet now, I'm gonna say you have the zoomies.
Have a what, sorry?
Zoomies!
Whenever you're on the flying carpet, I'm gonna say you have the zoomies. And Arissa gives the dramatic exit a 4 out of 10.
Not impressed.
Can I use more confetti? Can I drive the carpet back? How's the carpet controlled? We just kind of like lean around on it a bit.
Whoever said the word to activate it is sort of the driver.
Yeah.
You can sort of, by leaning and thinking, you can sort of guide it as it goes.
Awesome. I'm gonna fly us back real quick to.
I'm sorry, my thing jumped. What are we doing?
That's okay. We all jumped.
Right.
I think we had a server change
Yeah, we
just
did,
to fix
yeah.
the connection. So you're flying collectively back to the tavern,
Oh no!
where Kaloja should be with a pint.
Oh, he's gonna be several pints in.
Wait, he got another name now?
Right. Oh, you mean his written down name?
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that. I don't know what that means.
He's doing lots of different things at the moment. So yes, you guys are gonna fly on back. So
Was it Babe Watch? Sorry, was it Babe Watch that we got the rooms, or was it?
no, Babe
Dusty
Watch you
Bellows that we got the
ran
rooms?
away from because
Yeah, sorry.
because you
We
were
left blood everywhere.
yeah, pretty much.
Cool, sorry. So we're not flying to that one. We're flying to the Dusty Bellows.
At Dusty Bellows.
Yeah, the Dusty Bellows is where you got
What's
the
his
rooms.
face and his brother?
Burge, my friend Burge.
Yes. So yeah, you guys fly on back over there. It's quite late in the evening. There's a lot of people quite drunk. There's a lot of people sort of hanging about, leaning on bars, falling over. You notice one of the windows has a small like smash in it, which may be from someone's elbow, perhaps as they were having a fight. You get in and you can see the brothers Burge deep in conversation with several people, and you also see Kaloja sitting in a corner, sort of a far corner, near the fire at a table that he appears to be saving for all of you.
Yeah.
I'm going to raise my hand to Burge as I walk in, and then head over to Kaloja.
I'll stand up and immediately start walking towards them and get their attention and say, I think for what's going to happen with conversation, I think should we do this in private. I have rented a room for tonight, which should be quite sufficient in size for all us to have some privacy and drinks.
Wait, didn't we already pay for a room as well?
You did.
Yeah, we did 2 nights.
Just trust
But
me
I,
on this.
I appreciate the gesture. As long as it's
I
not
kinda-
another sex dungeon with a cage that I get locked up in.
Oh, God.
You'd be pleased to know that I go upstairs this time.
I'll follow him.
Yep. Ferris is just gonna follow.
I open up one of the doors. Yeah, I take them through this relatively small room. Is everybody coming in?
Yeah.
Oh, before we came in, I said Artos and put the carpet back onto Vitheritas' bag.
Okay, cool.
And when everyone's in, you just see him flicking his wrist. The door slams shut. Quietly shuts behind you. I continue walking up to the cupboard and open up the cupboard.
We're going to Narnia!
Nothing's there. What you do see is his finger touching the backboard and sliding it down, and then with a spark of arcane energy, a gate opens up. Well, a big fancy ornate door, and I just open up and say, "Drinks are waiting," and I continue through.
This is Narnia! I'm going to look at everybody else, raise my eyebrows, and go straight through, because he mentioned drink.
I'm a wandering as well, if the wings allow for it.
Yeah, your wings when folded, you can fit through the average door. You just can't turn sideways.
Okay, that's good to know. I'll just walk through. Nautilus just suggested that someone pulls a card.
Oh, fucking hell, not this even.
And that's what it looks like inside, but with a big, massive, grand table in the middle with exactly enough chairs.
You put
You just put it in general. You put it in general.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh, whoops.
Can you put it in here
Ooh,
too?
fancy.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
Navinye wraps herself around both of your arms in a sort of long, like she's stretching, in a sort of long stretch of flame, and she sort of wraps, without hurting either of you, she wraps around both your arms and sort of sits on top of both of your hands as you walk through Vitheritas and Reedy.
Wait, is it a hand fasting?
Yeah, Navinye has married you. The end.
And then you see the picture. You see the guards up inside. That's not actually guards. That's actually special servants, basically with trays of food, drink.
Is this like the magical mansion thing?
Yes!
Yes.
Yes!
Oh my god. Cool.
And when everybody's inside, I continue walking, just put my hand up in the air, snap my fingers, and the door shuts behind everybody, and I just keep walking up to the table, take a seat.
You poke one of the armoured men, and your hand sort of goes sort of through them a little bit. They're not ghostly, they're just sort of a little bit, it's sort of jelly, they're not quite real. And they're not wearing armour, they're carrying trays, and there's a lot of food on it.
Oh, okay.
The food is real, the tray is sort of a little bit jelly as well, they're not real, but the food they give you is. So there's loads of fruit. The one that you started poking, he sort of looks at you, "Can I help you?" and offers you sort of the tray of fruit.
Can I go and take some food?
Yes, Varric,
While I'm still...
you have the choice of cold meat, bread, cheeses, fruit, and there's cake, and there's also another one which has tarts. There's lemon tart, key lime pie, various different things.
I'll take one of each.
See, the tray that he's holding, from what... Well, I know what Varric likes, as he quite openly says that I just snap my finger again, and everything of his favourite foods appears on that one tray.
Wow.
I actually clapped my hands and wondered.
and promptly drop the tray with everything on the floor.
No, that would make, like, as the tray shows up, Varric would clap his hands and then take the tray and then guard it, snarl at everybody who comes close. Can I fold the wings like halfway around so that it's like almost a tent to protect my food?
Yes.
Or at least can I try to do that?
Yeah, sure. You can try to do that. You're trying to make like a tent with your wings.
Yeah, but not fully. Like almost
Okay.
like two walls to my side, so that I can eat for a
Okay.
second.
Just do me an athletics check to like sort of lift them and. You're all headed towards the same table. There's like a long table down the end of the room.
18.
Alright, yeah. You make yourself a sort of little umbrella that sort of goes down the side.
I do want to be able to like see party members and such if I make an effort for it, but then also have the chance to eat my food in peace.
It's a round table. Everybody sees each other.
Okay, in that case, yay, food. Munch, munch, munch.
Can I sit? Kalosha, you sat at the table, did you say?
Yeah.
Can I sit at the table next to Kalosha and kind of clap my hand onto his back and say, "How you doing, buddy?"
I'm doing fine. You know, usual heated moments.
Cool. Thanks for inviting us in.
The dust, the sort of dust angel stuff that you have on you, Hannibal, it's sort of like you brush it off and it sort of like slowly lifts into the air and sort of hangs around you, and for about 30 seconds it follows you wherever you walk and then it disappears. So everyone heads on over to sit at the table. It's a long table. More of the servant people appear, and they bring like tankards and goblets, and they present you with one of each. And you're offered wine and not wine and mead and fruit juice and the freshest spring water, and more food is brought, and the table is laid down with now hot things as well. Yes, you may sit next to Arissa if she will let you. Yes.
Yes.
Yay.
I will be striking the wings.
They are
Wait,
huge.
the wings are like an extension of Varric, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Now that they are attached. So then as she is stroking the wings, Varric will blush and dig in deeper in his food to distract him. Or make sure they won't see his face blush that red.
How many of us are at the table at the moment?
That'll be everybody. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, including yourself.
Okay. And all best to say is, well, once we're done with this, we'll have many drinks. Well, like I said, it's free food, best quality, and everybody will have a bed to themselves. Everyone has a room, so get comfy tonight.
I call out for some ale.
Immediately, a little servant guy rushes over to you with a big jug and pours it into your very large tankard. And he sort of pours and keeps pouring, and it's like thick and strong and very, very tasty.
I nod my head in thanks and drink deeply.
Redo, you are offered wine, mead, ale, or fruit juice.
I shall have some mead.
Cool. You are poured a very large cupful.
Is it cups or like horns of meat.
You can have a horn if you want.
It's whatever you please.
I want a big horn of meat, like in front of me on the table.
I want a horn! Alright, cool. So, yes, you are now sitting and, a horn for the August Bothwell. Yes, we'll sell this more. Bothwell, everybody, look it up. All our millions of followers. Bothwell School of Witchcraft. It's awesome. It's great. It's a LARP event. If you want to come along and have a great time, it's awesome. You can meet us all. We'll be in crazy characters. It's great. There'll be more next year. It's marvelous and fabulous. Hashtag not affiliated. Hashtag should be sponsored. Hashtag not affiliated but should be. We are affiliated but not officially.
Not sponsored yet.
Yeah. After taking a deep drink, I'm gonna kind of catch myself and hold my tankard in the air and propose a toast to Carnal Eclipse and our first shard.
And with that, you'll see in the middle of the table, just magically appearing in a vortex, is the Carnal Eclipse logo.
Oh my god, I love this place.
I'm just reminded of the My Little Pony Palace.
So Kalosia has the power to summon the Carnal Keep then.
Yeah.
The therapist will raise his drink to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll raise the horn as well.
The DM also raises her horn.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Dirty.
Actually, I'll put my hand up but like look down. And then take a big swig of mead from the horn.
So we've had a pretty interesting day. I have some questions for you, Annabelle.
If you must.
Well, I feel that we've let you tag along without asking too many questions, because I trust my friend Varric here. I'm not sure why. Where is it that you hail from? How have you come to find us?
I'm pretty sure you've got your information enough from that angel. Oh, they really do not know how to mind their own business.
To that, Varric replies, "She asked you a question. Answer it now."
Whoa.
Eyes him sideways and chuckles. Oh, fine. I am here because of a contract.
Are you a bounty hunter?
Sorry, carry on.
No, nothing quite that humanish. No, I am not a body hunter.
Do go on.
Well, I was summoned here for a specific wish, and until that wish is, let's say, complete, I am not quite allowed to leave.
And who summoned you here, and how, in the politest way, do we get rid of you then?
Subtlety.
Takes another big swig whilst chuckling into the cup.
I do apologize, but it's not my words to say. My species is not allowed to say the name of who summoned them. And
Okay.
you cannot get rid of me until the person's wish is complete.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but that's just how it works.
So for now, the person who summoned you will be he or she who shall not be named?
Exactly.
And what might this wish be, or is this another thing that your special species can't talk about?
Aren't you a clever one? It's the second option.
You are good at spinning tales, though. So how about you give us a riddle as to what this hint and what this mission entails?
Well,
Say it without saying it.
yes. Well, it is not a treasure-like wish. I have had many different wishes. There was many people who wanted to become the heroes of the world, so I had to become the worst enemy of the world. I killed quite a few people on that particular wish. Some are very simple, like wanting to find the one to marry, or wanting to be the biggest wizard in that said plane of life. But it really depends on the person.
So you're a magic genie released from a lamp of sorts. I'm not sure where I'm getting that reference.
I am no genie. I am here of my own free will.
But you've just said to us that you were summoned.
I was summoned, but that's because we allow ourselves to be summoned.
Then what are you? You keep saying we and you hate angels. What the heck are you?
I do not hate them. I am no demon. The problem is they are very, how should I say this, annoying little wing thingies. They love making riddles, they love sending people on their missions. They make us believe they don't know what's going on. And then they ruin the fun for every other species. I was going to enjoy myself for quite a few more months, but no, the angel had to come along and ruin my fun. They love doing that.
So what? Yes. So, pardon me if I sound particularly naive, but what is in it for you to be summoned and made these demands of? How do you benefit?
Oh, these contracts give me longevity and power. I had quite the big collection, you know. And she's not going to continue. You can ask another question. Is anyone
else
talking?
want to try?
Oh, okay.
No, just wait for someone else to go.
Varric has questions, but IRL doesn't know which questions Varric has.
Oh, she turns to Glenn. Whispering really doesn't do any good, you know. And I did not attack him on purpose. He was just at the wrong place at the wrong time.
And that could have been quite simply fatal.
It's not my fault I was angered. You should be lucky I didn't just stab you by accident.
How long do you think
You
you need to make this wish come true then?
Oh, it really depends. It's not the easiest of wishes since it involves a lot of feelings. So it's going to take a little while.
How do we help you along with your delightful task?
Well, I can't really allow you to help me, or the contract is null. We can even ask help from our other friends, as to say. No, not one of my species is allowed to help each other. It's the meaning.
So, no one else that's your species is allowed to help you?
No.
But we're not of your species, are we? You don't look like a gnome to me.
Yes, but if any of them ever discovered I had to have help from humans to finish a contract, I would be the laughingstock of the whole species. I simply cannot allow that. I have a reputation to maintain.
Sorry, did you just call me a human?
There's only one.
You're all humans to me. I'm sorry if I sound... Is that the word racist? You all look kind of similar, you have to admit.
Oh.
I'm just going to swear very loudly in gnomish.
Electricity!
Oh yeah, Arissa can understand that. Disgusting language, honestly.
Just disgraceful.
I'm going to look at Arissa and be
yeah,
like,
it's kind of amusing the way they twist the words, though.
Just So you know, Hannibal, calling anyone other than a human is incredibly insulting.
Yes, well, you're all, as I said, very similar to me. I have gone to so many parallel worlds, so many universes. Your species is kind of similar everywhere. You never change. It's very strange.
And what would you call yourself, Hannibal? If we are humans, what does that make you?
Well, we pretty much just call ourselves summons. We don't have a specific name. We exist for far too long to have a name.
I'm impressed that Arissa knew the swear word that I used, because, you know, it was filthy.
I had a younger brother.
Sure.
Do you have any more questions, or will you change to someone else?
Well, if you're not going to answer them, then...
I do answer, I just cannot give a lot away. It's not my fault, it's part of how this works.
You know what? We did the spinning a tale on what you're here to fulfill. Is there a way you can say who the mission is for without saying who the mission is for?
Could you tell us who it's not for?
I guess I can give you one hint. It's not for this little stabby over here. That's for sure.
Kel,
And if you stab me again, you're gonna have a bad time.
Don't you dare talk to him like that.
Kel just puts his feet up on the table, leans back, and just smiles at you.
She just raises an eyebrow and smiles right back.
Quick mention here that Madelis really wants whoever the fuck has the cards to use.
Oh yeah, because you don't have them anymore, do you, Varric?
All I know is that they're gone.
The Theratus is gonna look at you, Varric. And
If
just
it helps any of you, this wish is not death related. And as long as you don't try to kill me, won't hurt any of you.
Well, didn't you do that before without them trying to kill you?
Did I?
Gnome sits there.
I'm getting my sass
I
on.
do apologize if I did. I don't quite remember.
Or to be more precise, the fuck did you do with those tendrils? Murder.
I have explained this already. Your human magic is very peculiar. I am not used to using it yet. Those tendrils just came up. It was what the spell was meant to do. I have no correlation with it, if that's what you're asking.
You do realize that those tendrils seem very similar to what the fuck murdered.
Yes, I do know that. I was quite surprised when they appeared,
Then
but I couldn't really stop the spell.
Kel's head just rolls back. I just
Then
simply
why
says,
did-
it's the same magic that is used in so many different planes of existence. It's not exactly just narrowed to this one.
If it pleases you, I won't use that spell again. I have many more anyways.
So, Hannibal, talking about magic, do you have any idea how that black gooey thing was created?
Dungeon Master, what do I do here?
It wasn't you who tried to read the mind, was it? It was Reedy.
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. In which case, the only thing you could guess, so I'll just assume she's saying this to you, the only thing you could guess would be you would have to begrudgingly agree with the angel there and say it looks like someone attempted to use magic that was of much higher level than they could possibly understand, and it went very badly wrong.
What she said.
Think. I will look over to Redo because I've been watching her and Verti being weird, and I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Redo, you're our magical expert, I suppose. Do you understand this goopy thing that was down in the cave?
I do understand. If you give me 1 second to find this.
Frantically finds notes. Also, Varric, roll a perception check because they are doing this under the table. So.
Oh, in that case, I'll say that I don't recognize it because Verti did specify that they were sitting sort of like halfway across the table, so the table is fully in between us.
Also, I like the fact that I literally looked up and I saw that Vitheritas had typed stiffened.
What are you guys doing?
Redo is checking her notes.
And
sorry, I have.
Okay.
I'll tell you what I do know about it. I know that we need to get out of this city soon because it will collapse.
Well,
sorry, go on.
I was just going to say that the halflings told us that already.
Well, there wasn't much more information in that guy's head, but there's stupid humans experimented on this magical item that received like 5 years ago or so. It obviously backfired because they're stupid humans and it mutated into that black goo, following up the city slowly but surely. So I'd say we need to move.
Oh, we know that name.
Redo, you'll have mentioned that as well, just in case you forgot to write their name down. That name was remembered when you were looking into his head, so she's mentioned that name as well. Okay, well you don't have to share it. That was just for you then.
Okay.
That was me sharing notes. She doesn't have to share it with the rest of you.
Okay.
That was me also going to say to Redo, saying, we don't have to worry about anything tonight. We're completely safe here.
Know that?
He said we're safe in here. We don't have to worry about the collapsing stuff right now. I guess. Is that what you meant, Rob?
Yep.
No. So, did you get from this guy's brain where the magical thing came from? Because Paltalemon seems to be pretty keen on finding that out.
I'm not really sure we should be helping that guy that much, but sure, it came from this guy, whose name I'm not sure how to pronounce.
Junik. Or something similar.
Junik.
I'm gonna look across to Varric and go, isn't that guy that you bought vials of whatever that intoxicant was? Thanks. But do you remember the orc downstairs who had like...
Oh yeah, he had that
in
girl.
The black market.
He had that girl all over him.
Yeah, and you bought drugs off him.
By the way, that entire time, Redo and Verti, I'm both looking at you two.
Rosie? He specified holding the cards up. Now I roll that. Now I roll.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you can roll perception now.
26 total.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
That's alright. They were just talking about who's doing what with the cards. What did you get?
I was
26 total.
Okay.
That's not a natural 20.
Notice what they're doing under the table, since she's not really hiding anymore.
They've just lifted it above the table.
They've just lifted it above the table, so well, you all you can see is a card. All right.
Do I recognize it with that 26?
Yes, you recognise the card. Well, you recognise the back of the card because they've all got the same like black and white and red stuff on the back. Vitheritas, can you please roll me a d4?
Oh fuck! This is going to happen in like our one safe space.
A 4?
Yeah, 4. Okay, cool. Let me just get the stats up for that. You guys can carry on. You guys can carry on chatting. That's fine. 4 to 5 years ago, a gift to the king from Dunic or Dunch, or however you want to pronounce his name, supposedly to bring power and prosperity. That yes, it was experimented on by the king and several other people. It backfired and mutated into this. Yep, that is correct.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
Rosie, can you check that quickly?
No, but don't worry.
Okay.
Is my response to that. Also, the Theratas, I'm just going to send you a picture because it's way easier than typing all this out.
Oh god.
But the Theratas, you guys notice, you look up, and you see that the Theratas has got this little like card in his hand, and suddenly over the top of his armour, a big billowing swish appears, and he is suddenly adorned in a big thick cloak, and it's black and blue and purple, and it is. I'm just sending you a picture now.
Oh god, she's not going to find it attractive anymore.
It's black. It's got a big hood which appears over his head but not over his eyes. So the hood is black with little white stars all over it. It goes down into a deep purple and then a light blue at the bottom, and it's all covered in tiny glittery stars, and there are quite a few larger sort of red stars around the neckline as well.
This sounds suspiciously familiar.
Alright, but Theratas, I have sent you the information now. And it's sending, but yes, carry on.
Yep.
Staring across at the Theratas, I'm going to go, dude, what the hell did you just do?
I believe he used those strange cards that Varric did.
It's loading, I swear, just really slowly. Oh man. You can't feel anything. Yeah, you can tell that you've got something on, but you don't feel affected or anything at the moment, Theratas.
Yep.
It's a cloak of nakedness.
Oh god.
You wait till he stands up.
Oh lord! I'm going to start fanning myself all flustered.
I'm just going to look between Arissa and then Verti.
Yes, the card, as you're holding onto it, it sort of disappears into dust, and the dust, not like, it's like black and grey and red dust, and it goes back into the deck, and you feel it shuffle itself, redo, in your hand.
The Theratus is just gonna look at that deck and go, alright, what the heck is that?
I catch it.
You though?
Alright,
okay.
it's taking a long time on Discord, so I've sent it to you on Facebook.
That's right, I literally just got it.
Rosie.
And before, when the cards are mid-air,
The cards are never mid-air. It turns to dust and it goes back into the deck, and then it shuffles itself inside the deck. You feel it. You feel the cards like going.
But it got thrown at me.
yeah, I'm talking about the,
Oh, okay.
So when they're mid-air, I just put my hand out in the air. The cards stop in mid-air and float into mine, and I just put them right next to me, going,
What
"These
kind
can
of
wait
magic is that?
until later."
What kind of magic is that stops cards mid-air? Fuck. Because Varric is severely scared now that there's magic out there that can stop things midair because that's his main source of damage.
I try and say to Varric, you'll get these once we leave. No more shenanigans for now. It's drinking time.
I didn't do anything this time. It was not me. All I wanted to do was put them away. Which you can roll insight, it's actually what Varric wanted to do this time.
Are you quite certain that cloak is okay?
Yes.
Only good things come from this.
So Veritas is going to stand up
If
and
you
look at
say
the
so.
cloak he's now wearing.
He suddenly runs at light speed and accidentally crashes full on into the wall. What happens with the cloak now that he stands up?
You can see it. It's sort of billowing as if there's a slight breeze, but there isn't one in the room at the moment. And it's just sort of sitting, like it sits across your shoulders, but you don't feel a great deal of weight. It's dark black up to the hood, which is sitting over your head, and it merges down into like dark purple and light purple, and then it finishes with light blue around your feet, and it's bedecked with little twinkling stars all over it like glitter, but then it's got several large stars that have a bit of a red hue around the neckline. It doesn't do up, it just sort of sits there and it fits to your body. But Veritas, poke. I've got an intelligence of 7. I'm going to poke it. Yeah, you can touch. You can touch it. You can touch it. It swishes about.
He's gonna then look up at Redo and go, so where did you get this from? And
Oh, just Varric.
Matthias is just gonna spin around and look at Varric and go, huh?
Who has the cards right now? I'm sorry.
What?
Varric's
Who has
got
the
them all.
cards right now?
The cards are next to Kalasia on the table.
Kalasia, but he promised them back to Varric after
Yeah, but
like,
can
drinking.
Hannah summon one just to grab it?
You can't
Actually-
summon a card, no.
Oh.
Actually, that's impossible with a deck like this.
Can she ask someone to pass it to her?
She could try, but it was literally put away so that we don't use it.
Damn it.
She can ask Varric once he has them back.
Okay, she doesn't really want to use them per se, she just wants to check, but okay.
Yeah, but she she can ask that to Varric once he gets them back.
Okay.
He might even say yes. Yes?
Where did you get those cards and what do they do?
Rosie? I rolled at disadvantage, was it right?
Yes.
Okay.
When
Just
Verty
to announce
says that. When Verty says that, I just reply to him going, these cards are kind of a thing, it's you're either going to have a good day or a very, very bad day.
Hey, so far they've been nothing but good.
Yes, but I
you're
do
lucky
sense
to
evil.
run out
Would
very
be-
quickly.
And I
Verti,
just kind of look, like slightly glance over at Varric going, that is just somehow dumb luck.
no, it's just using them right.
It's like going and playing a game of cards, per se. You're gonna be out of luck at some point.
Oh, like that game with cans, right? Russian roulette?
Exactly like Russian roulette.
No,
I
we
played that
play
one.
that with arrows here.
In one of the parallel worlds, it was quite fun. Of course, getting shot in the head is never fun, but the whole experience was.
Verti, they are a magic item that I found along our quest. They have little value though, so I prefer to keep them safe.
I'm going to
Rosie,
insight check that.
Yeah, you can.
You get
But Theritas, you can insight that with advantage.
Against the 14 on deception, you could also just ask.
Oh, to be honest, I don't think he's going to need to. I'll roll the second dice just for shits and giggles. Yeah, no, that's fine. So he got a 20 on that, not that.
Hey, alright, yeah. Varric's not quite telling the truth about something. You're not sure which bit, but yeah, he's definitely not telling you the truth about it. Like, he's definitely trying to hide something from you, and you're pretty sure that they are not just nothing.
Varric, go to tell Verity the truth.
This is just going to lean down and put his face near Varric. Be very careful with those, because I do sense evil in that deck, and I'm certain that if the evil is ever going to come out, we're all going to have a bad day.
Okay, if you say so, I will keep them safe.
See, this man's smart.
What, the
No, it's the first time he's ever heard that. Don't like the DM grinning that way. Oh.
And just to make sure, Kel snaps his fingers and the deck just disappears for now out of sight.
Do we know what time of day it was when we left the hole in the ground? I can't remember what we said.
It was quite late evening.
Yeah.
So, do we have a plan for tomorrow? Are we going to go and talk to this, yeah, we can have a party. Are we going to go and talk to this orc guy?
Well, we got told we needed answers, plus I believe we still have a couple of questions that need answering amongst ourselves as well. He's going to look back down at Varric.
I'm going to look at Hannah.
He's just going, you keep mentioning dying. How did you get brought back?
Well, I didn't entirely get brought back, per se. I think I just, something happened and one of me died. Do I roll anything to say that? Because it's not a full lie, is it?
No, if it's not a full lie, you can just sort of be telling them a little bit. Like, if it's true, most of it's true. So, yeah, you can just say that.
But most of this is actually not a lie, I think.
Yeah. So no, you're okay. It's just not the whole truth. You're just saying a little bit. Yeah, Orisa, you can do a charisma check at this point.
Just a charisma check.
Please and thank you.
That was plenty enough to go over the top of Atharatus's mind.
Okay, Orisa, you start feeling like you've seen Varric die, and you keep getting that nightmare thing that you've seen before. It doesn't completely flood you and make you feel terrified like it has done at night sometimes, but you can vividly imagine it. And a part of you is imagining, like God, my imagination is just so vivid at this point. You can see him dead, disappearing into the heavens.
I hold her hand tightly and look at her. Like, do I see? Well, I see her suddenly grabbing his hand.
Yes, and you feel it.
Yeah, she's like, what?
Yeah, that's the thing as well. So, he'd actually try and shelter her with one of the wings as much as that works out.
Does it actually work, or does it smack her in the face?
God damn it! So does it actually work, or?
Yeah. That can work. It can just to wrap around her a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I do that, and then I'm sorry, Orisa.
It was another you. It's not your fault.
whatever tried to do was protect you.
She smiles and she just goes, I know.
But it still hurt you, so I'm sorry for that.
Oh, excuse me. Been a stressful day, sorry.
No worries.
I think it's been a long day for all of us.
So,
Does anybody want more drink?
Sorry.
Yes, more drink.
Just reading what Redo is whispering.
Just holds that in hand.
I could do with some more alcohol.
Arissa's already got her hand on a bottle of wine.
The entire bottle with a curly straw in the top.
Yeah. and one of those little umbrellas.
I think you did. You weren't them.
The therapist is just gonna mutter, like, just loud enough for plenty of people to hear. It's like, someone is going to need to explain this all to me in very, very small words.
So,
Wait, can Varric actually laugh at
you can laugh, but you feel compelled to explain yourself slightly more.
Okay,
Yes.
so
And
Varric,
Arissa, as you're looking at it and feeling a bit sad, a little like cocktail stick appears with like pineapple and cherries on it as well.
Amazing.
So yeah, Varric, you do feel a little compelled to attempt to explain yourself to Vetheritas now.
okay. So what Varric would do is like he'd laugh out loud, then seem a bit embarrassed and say, "Well, so something magical and kind of terrifying happened. Terrifying is scary, by the way." And he, him. There's two of me, and one of them met one of Arissa, and then one of me died, and now I'm here.
Fight.
I just kind of put my elbows on the table and stare and go, that's awfully interesting.
The therapist is just gonna go, so you have memories of, like, another plane of existence, or some strange magic?
I don't know. I have memories of something. Yeah, of course. I think this would be a very sensible moment for Ridu to try and explain, because she could impress Verity with her smarts.
So do you remember that weird guy who was pretending to have magical powers and then got us into his weird-looking cab?
Yes.
Turns out that we'd met previously, and it turns out that I'd met Varric previously, when he actually saved my life. Was in a forest in Risha, that Snafu guy, performing some sort of stupid magic. And I'm not really sure what he did, but basically he created a double of himself. And then Varric, being Varric, got involved, and he ended up being a double of Varric too. To Varric.
Redo, how did this guy get your book?
Technically it was his book, and Varric thought it was mine, so he gave it to me.
Oh. So before that, you had magic but no magic spell book.
Exactly, that's when I started getting interested in magic. I was just walking in the forest and I got knocked out. And there was just a lot of purple and a lot of chanting, and the next thing I know, I woke up at the edge of the forest with this book, so I just assumed it was fake.
Wow.
I'll try to understand that.
But there it's asked, roll me an intelligence check.
Let's see how badly he's going to have to. Oh god. Come on, nat 20. That's not too bad. You got a 15 with that.
Okay, you take a long drink from your goblet, and as you swallow, you think about it, and you think some more, and you scratch your head, and you start to think, okay, so 2 Variks, 2 things, a big explosion, and a book that wasn't the book before but now is her book is now her book. Yes, I got this. Also, I'll point out that Hannibal at this point is slowly nodding. Her eyes are sort of rolling back in her head, and she's sort of slowly falling asleep at the table. Sort of like she starts with a hand on her head, and then like it slowly slides down, and like her forehead hits the table, and she's asleep.
Oh, can I slap her with the back of my arrow to wake her up again?
She cannot have a shield right now.
It's a very dull shield, so Varric, you can hit her on the back of the head, but you don't really feel it.
So yeah, I don't wake up.
It's exactly as expected, but still, Varric's not entirely happy right with her.
I'm going to notice that she's fallen asleep and take the opportunity to talk to Varric.
Yeah.
Varric, what the hell is your weird friend up to? You're the only one that seems to have any connection with her.
Honestly, I have no clue.
She's not here for anyone else. Have you made some sort of wish and summoned her somehow?
I don't remember making a specific wish. She came to me quickly after the first earthquake while we were in the city.
And
She asked me in Elvish, "Hey, you seem lost. Can I help you anywhere?"
And then she's decided to follow us everywhere that we've gone. I'm really creeped out by her.
Well,
You should be.
I trusted her because she felt familiar, like I knew her or something. But then she did that weird tendril thing, and now I don't think I trust her anymore.
So can we get rid of her, please? She eats eyeballs and she's weird. And she's racist.
If you explain how we get rid, I would love to help.
This is why I want you to think about some magical wish that you've made. Like, what is it that your heart desires most? My eyes flick over to Arissa.
At that point, Varric looks down and turns entirely silent, looks sad and almost grieving.
Oh, God. My heart.
Vitarius is gonna. Vitarius will look across at Apricity and at the sleeping Hannah and just go, "Don't forget she got run through by Kalosia's sword and is still with us."
I know, that's why I'm frightened of her. What power does she hold that we don't understand? She's read people's minds, she's
something stronger than a lot of demons. And she also...
She's from another plane of existence.
And she's also not directly evil.
But who did she get summoned by?
That's what I want to know.
Varric doesn't understand this.
I'd like to turn to Kalosia and say, did you feel anything when you were running her through? Like, can you sense magic on her?
Not at the time, no. But I can see now that she's, like I said, not from this plane of existence.
Do you have any idea where she's from?
Just not around here.
I'm gonna kind of eye closure because he's seeming like he's being really weird this evening since we got back here.
You can roll insight if you want, Apricity.
Ooh, I'd love to. Think. Let's see. I don't know what my insight is now. Oh, I've got a +8. 21.
Okay. I will consult quickly, and then I shall get back to you. So continue your conversation.
I remember. I'm just doing things bit by bit. Can I answer to a message?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realise that. Sorry.
Oh, wait.
I don't know what it does. Okay, cool. Alright. Meanwhile, Apricity, you take a long, hard look at Kaloja, and something isn't quite sitting right. Like, he hasn't quite been talking in the same speech pattern as he usually does, and
He's not sworn once.
He hasn't sworn once, and he's sitting more upright, and he's listening intently and thinking and not drinking precociously.
Yeah.
You get the impression that
to come back and he was hammered.
Yeah, you get the impression that something is very, very off. This is not like anything like the guy where who you met before, and his scar isn't there as well.
Oh. Okay. I shall note all of these things and maybe do something secret.
Rosie, would I did sort of act on it because I assumed that he would, but would Varric actually understand what his own wish could possibly entail?
Roll a wisdom check.
And if not, we'll just call the thing where he looked sad a fluke, like one of the things.
Well, no, because you know how you feel. It's just more picking apart what you want and what you really want, and then what your heart desire is. So do a wisdom, but with advantage, because it's to yourself. It's on your own, how you really feel.
So am I basically?
You don't have to rush it. I can be in the game a little longer, you know.
Do I at this point have an insight check on myself almost?
Yes, only with wisdom. Okay. Varric, you think about it. Your immediate thought is Orisa, but you think about it some more, and it's more complicated than that. It's not Orisa herself, it's everything that, it stands for and everything that's missing. And that when I messaged you a very long time ago now, that would probably drift across your mind the more you thought about it.
Okay.
I do hasten to add, though, just because you know what she's potentially there for does not necessarily mean that it makes it any more possible, any quicker.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's just more that Varric could Varric could possibly reply to it, or not reply to it, but possibly look at it from a different way if he understands it. That's why he probably wouldn't say it yet.
No, that's fine. But the thought is occurring to you that maybe it's a bigger scale than just Orisa. No offense.
No.
Don't forget, I did say I was not here to harm anyone. That already throws a lot of stuff.
I mean, it's up to you guys if you believe her, of course, but
She has no reason to lie.
Yeah, but
Now that her game has been stolen by the angels.
On one hand, yes, we know that, or on one hand, yes, she has no reason to lie, but on the other hand, why the would we assume that? Because she also did summon tendrils and made the sky turn evil, so...
You're never gonna let that go, are you?
Well, no. you basically did the one thing that Varric... one of the worst things that for Varric, based on his, like...
Hey, it's not my fault
Fear.
the stupid spell works that way. She could have used any other spell, that was just the handiest at the time.
Yeah, but she chose to summon that right next to Varric, and it made him jump into goop that nearly murdered him.
Speaking of, the therapist will glance across at Varric and go, I've only got one more question for you tonight.
Yeah.
Why in the nine hells did you jump into that acidic goop stuff?
Oh, right at this moment, Hannibal just rises up, opens her eyes, looks at Varric, and I want to know too.
Continue, Varric.
Dating. Continue.
Did you honestly think that I wanted to do that?
Well, you do have a track record. And I've been with you only a few days.
You are the reason why that happened.
Hey now, let's not blame me for everything you do wrong.
It's not blaming me for everything I do wrong, it's blaming you for everything you do wrong.
I never do anything wrong. I only miscalculate.
Severely.
You think that severely? Your planet is still here, isn't it?
Yes, but you did nearly murder me.
I wouldn't have let you die. I was about to take you out of that goo anyways if you haven't been saved. I would have just cut off the pieces that were stuck and then regrow them back.
So you're saying that you wanted to cut my face off?
Well, yes, but they would heal back. That's what my summons are for.
That you do realize that elves don't really live without their faces very often.
I repeat, I would have brought it back. Who do you think I am?
Well, right now, I honestly have no clue. And then I'd look back at...
Probably better that way anyways.
Okay, and then I'd turn back to Verti going, but I think you think that I wanted to do that? It's... What would you do if the one thing that killed you before shows up right next to you?
Fight it. And try to kill it. Or die trying.
Burn!
At that point, Varric would just look at the table again, sad, and just push away the tray of food and just like lay his head down.
I'm sorry, Varric, for whatever is going on, but I have a few questions for Kaloja right now. I'm going to look to Cal and say, so anyone that's noticed, like, I will have been looking at Kaloja quite a lot as you guys have been talking. I'm going to look over to Cal and say, I think it's probably time to talk to the whole group.
And I reply, but my voice seems a lot deeper. As you wish. And with that, you slowly see my form changing. My height, I'm raised up to about roughly near 7 foot. Very large being in black, golden, and red robes. From what you know, it's a very long-tailed dragonborn with green, glowing, misty eyes.
What name do we call you by?
You can call me Cypher.
Varric, you can put the arrow away.
Oh, Jesus. Varric, I'm going to hold my hand up to Varric. Varric, I've been messaging Cypher, and he's a friend of Kaloja. He's here to help us. Well, to help Kaloja.
Well, last time we thought someone was a friend, did also end with me nearly dying, and I don't want that to happen to Arissa.
Okay, you keep your arrow knocked if that makes you feel safe. Just
Well,
listen.
it's not knocked yet. I don't have my bow out, but just the arrow.
You with an arrow
Arrow
is
in hand.
dangerous enough.
Yeah.
Just
Am I
for
allowed to cast a shield spell on Arissa?
You can try.
Not asking you, but
Certainly try.
Is that not like more of a DM sentence and not as much NPC?
Well, it's for the guy who owns the house, unfortunately.
I own this.
you can cast a
This is
spell? I mean,
Oh,
this is
yeah,
my
shit.
pocket dimension.
yeah.
Wait, it's a,
You.
I am so glad none of us have an accident magic dag of holding.
Well, at least she hasn't eaten anything.
Or Rosie, does anyone have a bag of holding? Because that would imply that this entire pocket dimension would basically implode.
It's the other way around,
Oh,
I think. Don't open a pocket dimension inside a bag holding.
Yeah.
oh okay. Okay. Well, it's that way around. Okay.
Yeah.
No, then it's okay.
It's like dividing by 100. You divide it by 0. Ah!
And just to say as well, I have really, really cool predator dreadlocks with like the golden bands on them.
Nice.
I'm just gonna say that Anna's gonna look at you in amusement. That's all I'm going to say.
Wait, but you said Dragonborn, right?
Yeah.
Rosie, just to quickly confirm, how demony do Dragonborn seem to Varric right now?
Oh, God.
He doesn't seem particularly demony at the moment. There's no like big horns and the stuff. And he's a different colour as far as I remember. You're not like red, are you?
No,
No.
black.
Okay, that does help.
Yeah. So I'd say you're distracted by Aressa stroking your hair at the moment.
Yeah, Varric would mostly keep his attention to Arissa and how she is doing then.
she's just kind of confused.
I turn and look at Varric and go, he was right about you. You're rather protective. Impulsive, but protective.
I would never let anything happen to these people. I don't want to lose anyone again.
You can say that twice.
Kel has told me a lot about your group. You seemed quite tight-knit. He seemed rather close to you, I think, due to the being ex-soldier and all. He's got a little surprise for you waiting, but that will be for later on tonight. Varric, he did want me to tell you this. He's actually very fond of you. He sees a lot of himself in you when he was much younger. Hence why I always went off and tried to, let's call it big brother you. Always went after you if he thought you went off to do something stupid.
He did?
Yes, he did. He's a bit of a complicated being, but I've known him for a long time. And the way he's talked about you guys, he has not been like that with anyone or any group since well, the group that he told you about.
Sorry to break the moment there, but what did you say? Sound cut out.
That he pretty much seemed you like he is seen you guys like he did with his old group all those years ago back in the war. He's not been like that with anybody as far as I know for a long time. He's never got that close with anybody.
And how does he know you, Cypher?
That's a long, complicated story, but I'll shorten it down. He saved my life and showed me mercy where no one else did.
Was this within the war?
No, this was before the war.
So you go back hundreds of years then?
About 200 years, yes. I knew him when he's Varric's age.
And you've remained close friends since?
Wait,
Yes. What was that?
if he's that old now, and you've known him since he was my age, aren't you at least 5 or 6 times older?
I've been around a long time. It's just what my species is very famous for.
Hey, me too.
So, Cypher, why are you here with us this evening? Why have you invited us into your mansion?
Kel told me to keep an eye on you guys. He was with the altercation with your little, what he called demon friend over there.
Wait, did you mention me? No, right?
Yes, he's looking. Just kind of nodding
We'll
over
call
to
her
you.
demon in person. She doesn't like it.
Well, by your reaction, I don't think any of us here really care since you constantly call all of us humans, so I think it's a fair play game.
Again,
And I get
for
back
how
to
long she's been
conversation.
alive, you are just humans. But do go on. Do go on. I'm not interrupting right now.
And, yeah, so he just told me to keep an eye on you guys, as he was very fond of yous, but, as I said, due to this lady over here, or I shall I say being, kind of threw a spanner in his works. He's a very, as what I said to your friend over here, Priscity, a very broken man. He feels they could be really close to you guys, but due to her actions, and no one at that moment, DM can go fuck herself.
You better watch out saying stuff like that.
Hey, I live with her.
Yeah, that's even worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. That was just my way of saying I'm back on chat. Carry on.
No one really came to really question it, hence why I came in the form of him, just to see how things went and what was discussed tonight. And I see the issue is brought up now, but he was, as much of an assassin that he is meant to be very calm and collective, he is at times very impulsive due to his back history.
What did I miss when I was up on that carpet? What did Hannibal do?
Tried to kill him.
It was an accident.
I'm gonna glare at Hannibal. You did what now?
As I
I
said,
was very
accidents
angry
prove-
at that moment, and he was in the way.
Kind of light bulb moment from what the Theritas has been saying about her attacking. Whatever.
Yeah.
From what Kel told me, he was holding him, and he's seen you cast that spell with no care in the world.
Again, I was angry. Even I get angry at times.
Well, for somebody that is so ancient, they should learn to, control their emotions.
Well, I can control them quite well, but do you have any idea how frustrating it is? We have to restart everything from the first point. I was not going to go to that again.
I'm not even going to get to the point where you just contradicted yourself. I see where he's coming from, and I bypass it. Any other questions would you guys like to ask me? It's pretty much an open book here. Like, this is no scheme. It's just a friendly dinner and a couple of drinks, and get to know yous.
Can I touch your scales?
Yes.
An image of me walks up right behind her. On you go.
Yay! She just kind of strokes his scales on his arm.
So shiny.
And Farrick, if you wanted, I could show you how to properly use those wings.
I think Merrick is being chatted to. I can hear voices on him. Yeah, he's just muting himself. Don't worry, Merrick. We'll go back to Merrick in a minute then, Cypher. So how did Closure contact you and get you to be here so quickly? Do you live in Leyland?
I was here. I'm the one that kind of helped him find that spy. He roughly knew the area he was in, but I was the one that pinpointed him and gave him the description, per se.
And are you also an assassin, like he is?
Oh, no. He kind of put me in a line of work that's more dealing with aristocrats. Sometimes a little bit of blackmail. Just information dealing, mostly.
Well, it's information we need right now, so I believe we could definitely use your help.
Well, that's what Kel sent me here. I shall try my best to do whatever needs to be done.
I'm back, sorry.
What I said to Varric was, and with you, I could help you to properly use those wings.
That would be amazing. I'd love to learn more about them. They sort of came as a surprise, and I have honestly no clue what I'm doing.
It will come in time. Once everybody goes to bed, me and you will go down to the training room, and I'll show you how to use them properly.
That would be amazing.
Sorry.
Says Redo as she pulls Vatheratas away at the mention of bed.
And seeing how those two have been acting, I'll just turn around and look at both of them going, if you guys go to bed, I've kind of looks down at his hands and rubs his nails and clicks his fingers. There's now a double bed in Verti's room.
Hey, Rilu.
Arissa finally clicks on to how they've been acting, looks at them and is just like,
Oh, it's like big. It's like the room is the size of the chamber that we're in, and it has a roaring fireplace. Everything you'd ever want, it predicts it in your mind and gives it to you.
Oh God.
Uh-oh.
And while saying that, I'll look at Redo from what I've been told about her. Anything.
Wink.
Sorry, I have no idea what you were talking about, but I just came in and heard anything you ever wanted provided, and I was like, ooh.
Yep, he was aiming that at you, huh?
you and Bertie have a very comfortable room waiting for you.
With a double bed.
And I do feel it's also quite prominent for later tonight, for especially you, Varric and Arissa, to have a little talk. A lot of issues, from what I heard at this table, no longer need to be in the shadow. They need to be outright, so this group can properly hold itself together and people can trust each other. So no more lying to your group mates and then turn on smiling at Varric.
I'm gonna look at Varric and be like, "You've been lying to us?"
He's not been entirely forthright, especially about those cards.
Shit, Verti is saying it, right? That last
Yep.
bit.
What's the point? Vitheritas said a long word.
He's right.
So where did the cards come from? What have you not told us?
The cards came from... Well, I found them in a caravan. In a bed.
The card reappeared in my hand, and I simply turn and say to everybody, these things can either make a man the most powerful being on this earth. Yes.
Oh Lord, is that a waterbed?
For you, baby, it's good, babe.
Yeah. So what I was saying was, these cards can either make a man the most powerful being, or destroy civilizations. No one really knows where the powers came from. These cards have existed for a long, long time. I have seen them come and go. Sometimes it's good, most of the time it's a very bad outcome. So be very wise when you use them. And then they just float out of Cypher's hands into Varric's hand.
Thank you. I'll try.
Vitheritas is gonna just look at the rest of the group and go, it's been a long, long day. I think it's about time some of us wind up and go to bed.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, we do...
I was gonna say, I turn around to look at Rito and go, are you nudging him underneath the table to hurry him up?
I don't know what you're talking about.
In the meantime,
Continue
some of us are looking for people. And we also have a mission. I think we should all think before morning how best we can actually achieve what we all want to do. Especially since Lady might not exist for very much longer.
This might be the perfect moment to just give Matlas a for what was mentioned in chat. In all caps, go bad him, make mini verties and grumpy. So you heard what the fans want. Now give it.
Well, Vererta, so when it comes to that, we'll discuss it in the morning over breakfast. Everything should be provided, once again. And yes, Varric, you can have whatever you want and how much.
And yes, there is room service.
I like you. You know what? You can have a dire Scotch egg.
Fucking hell.
Wow.
Hey, the first time he bought them, he gave them to the entire party.
This is true.
Oh yeah, but this is just some random dude.
I think somebody is jealous and wants another Scotch egg.
Wow, a little bit. Magic bedroom where the magic happens.
But here's just a little funny snippet if anyone has ever played this game. Now, Redo, Veritas, there's a stuffed pony in the room, if that is your thing.
Oh god.
My sound keeps cutting out. What was that?
Bertie got it.
Sorry, what? I missed it.
A stuffed pony.
Oh god. At least it's not a wooden pony.
Alright, so if everyone is ready, then you can, yes, you can get a strong spirit as a nightcap. You can even be given a toothbrush and toothpaste. Varric, you're given a bag with like chocolate coins in it to take to bed with you, and a mug of wine. Orissa, you're given like a few chocolate coins as well, and a sick bucket, and a little a little music box that'll play whatever nursery rhymes and songs you're thinking of at the time.
Oh, cute.
And Apricity, yes, you get a strong spirit. Redo, you get handed a bottle of something that looks a little bit clear and lubricating. And Vitheritas, you get a lot of thumbs up. And as you all make your way to your separate rooms, Vitheritas and Redo, you're sort of pointed. You're pointed up the stairs, up a sort of winding staircase, which is sort of lined now with servants, all sticking their thumbs up, like.
And the one servant before the door is holding a pillow, an ornate red pillow, with a golden platter on top of it, with one condom.
Is even the wolves giving the thumbs up?
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, that's all the where you can hang your coats and things. And just to warn you, Redo, it will take him about 10 minutes to doff all of his armour. Yes, Vitheritas, you are handed a vial of Edrit from Varric as well.
I don't know if he was actually around when Varric got that, so...
No, so I'm just handing it to you without saying anything.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying that Vitheritas probably has zero idea what it is.
Yeah.
Will we have a Gregor Paladin next?
So you're handed a vial of this like shocking bright sort of bluey green liquid, and yes. And did anyone else want to do anything particular before they go to bed?
I'll be showing Varric how to use his wings.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah.
Apricity, Orissa, did you want to do anything particular?
Can I specifically try and figure out where Orissa is going to sleep, so that, you know, just because Varric would keep it like...
Redo, is that how big it is?
No, that would be just... The other three were because you didn't put enough dots to keep it out of my laptop screen.
Okay. Orissa and Apricity, are you going to go to bed?
Orissa would probably go to bed. She's had a lot of wine.
Orissa sort of sways and walks, and Apricity sort of sways and walks as well, down a corridor which says, there's like a little arrow and it says ladies' quarters, so you get the impression that's where they are.
Can I help them to their bedroom before going on flying lessons?
Sure. Apricity pushes you off and says, I don't need no help, and she stumbles forwards and nearly falls into a door, but as she farts and looks up, she notices a little gold plaque on the door she's fallen into that says, Apricity. Oh! See? I don't need no help.
I swan dive onto the bed and immediately fall asleep.
And fart magnificently with the door open and everything.
Yeah.
Alright, Orisa, her room is about 2 doors further down the corridor. Varric, you can lead her to it if you like.
Oh, Lord, redo. Good boy, Varric.
So Varric would like bring her to her bedroom and wish her good night, and then I'm gonna go take flying lessons. Bye. And he'd excitedly skip down the hallway.
She kind of waits and is like, have fun.
And Orisa, you slip into dreams. You slip into dreams of Varric flying around with like tiny little pigeon wings that are way too small for him, and he's trying to like jump out, and you're running after him. It's like you're running after a toddler as he's trying to fly, and he's like climbing up trees and trying to jump off, and you're catching him every time, and you fall into dreams of that.
Oh shit, she's gonna burst out laughing when she sees Ghost up in the morning because of flying lessons.
Hannibal, you see Varric come back down, and if you want, you could go and watch the flying lesson because it's going to be just down the corridor from you.
I shall follow behind without them noticing me.
I know you're there.
Varric is way too excited by getting flying lessons, and actually.
And I get down to the bottom of the staircase and open the door, and there is just blackness. I just kind of shove Varric through it, and I walk through and just close the door behind me, saying, "This is a private lesson."
Wait, do I like fall into the blackness now?
Nope, it opens up to be a big, massive, open sky field.
Dungeon Master, am I allowed to use the forehead thingy in this dimension? Because it's like connected to him?
Yes, it's a little bit blurry, but yeah, because the connection's still there, yes.
Okay, then Hannibal leans against said door, and her forehead again starts going wavy, like heat is coming out of it, and she just closes her eyes and remains there.
Okay.
Yeah, sucker.
Cool. Alright, so your flying lesson.
Right.
I won't make you do too much of it, but you can talk him through a little bit if you like.
Okay. This is supposed to get a little private time with you, Varric.
Chicken wop wow.
Yeah. Kel trusts you quite a lot. As much as he doesn't show it, he does. Hence why he does a lot of things that seems to sometimes looks like he hates you or pisses you off. It's just how he is. He's trying to protect you.
So you're saying he's as protective as I try to be?
Yes. This is why I'm going to let you in on my secret, which he said to me that you can be trusted with. I step a good couple of steps back, and you see wings grow onto my back, and then I transform into an ancient dragon.
Whoa!
Oh shit!
So that's how you know how to use those wings. That's amazing.
Now let the lesson begin. Then that's pretty much it.
Okay.
That's freaking amazing, though.
Varric, could you just do me an acrobatics check and a dexterity check?
Okay. So the dexterity check is 24. And the acrobatics is slightly lower with 18 total.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you're getting better now. If you keep practicing like this and you spend a decent amount of time on it, then you will eventually not be rolling with the disadvantage on the wings and stuff, especially for your movement. It'll take you a bit longer to get used to moving with them while you're sort of sneaking and things, but you won't need dexterity checks and acrobatics checks while you're flying quite so much after you've practiced in the evening.
Okay. He'd literally spend all his waking hours until breakfast trying to
Okay.
fly and
Do you want to get some sleep as well?
4 hours.
Okay,
for my
that's
trance.
fine. That's fine. You don't take a point of exhaustion then. That's fine. Meanwhile, I will just skip terrifiedly back to Redo and
2 seconds.
Veritas.
Just like, one last thing.
What?
Yep. I was gonna
What now?
say I sent a message. I sent a message to Verty in the morning. Check the left-hand side of the room.
Oh, I was just going to say it's on the bed, because I thought if they decided that they were just going to jump onto it, it would hurt.
Nah. They're gonna be busy. There's no point in doing it now.
They would have to get it out of the way to be dirty and then have to put it back so that the surprise is still there, but that wouldn't work. So.
Okay. Everybody who I've just messaged, read your messages. Most of you have, it's fine. So I will skip to Redo and Vetheritas then. Are you going to the same room? Are you going to separate rooms? Is it all a big ruse and charade? What would you like to do?
I think that's aimed at you, Redo.
It's a bit of both, I guess.
Oh, this is all Redo.
I'm gonna go to wherever Verty.
First, he's just going to go straight to his room.
Looking surprised that Redo keeps following him. Like, I don't understand.
Just to be clear about
He
this,
didn't expect that much.
just to be clear about this, was it his or her room that turned into like the
It's Vetheritas' room.
yeah, just to clarify that they are not sleeping on a single bed with the two of them.
So you get to Vetheritas' room, you open the door. There is a continuous cloud of rose petals falling from the ceiling. It's enchanted, so they hit the floor and they sort of vanish after about 30 seconds and then they fall from the ceiling again. So it's continuously raining rose petals. The bed is heart-shaped, large, with dark red sheets. It's a four-poster, but obviously it's rounded round the hearts. There are mirrors on the ceiling and bells everywhere, and there's a swing in the corner.
And in the back room, there's a sex dungeon.
There's also a large wardrobe with a notice on it that says to Verty, and then underneath look at me afterwards.
He'll look at the note, be a bit confused and shrug.
Don't know what any of this is or why it's here. But anyway, what did you want to talk about?
Well, as you heard me mention to the others that I'm looking for someone, you also know that I want to rebuild my order.
Because I'm here.
There's two things. That's one way to repopulate the order. It's probably not the
That would take a long time to train them up, but yeah.
Redo, just strip. They'll shut him up.
And remember, he's not the most intelligent man.
There we go.
Sits on the bed, leans back on the bed, strokes the bed.
And suddenly there's Barry Manilow playing.
Well, it's everything that Verty wanted, right? So it's either that or Nick Cage suddenly comes out of the sex dungeon.
Why are you guys not in the bed?
Where was I?
I basically
I just
sorry, you'll say something, Spur?
no, it's nothing.
Yeah. He's basically going to turn around to Rita go and say, I want to make you an offer, but to be honest, it can probably wait until morning because it's something I probably want the rest of the in the meantime.
As you guys are talking, by the way, just right now, as you guys are talking, almost with a feel of, oh, the room stops throwing rose petals at you and the bed sort of turns into a normal bed. The door to the sex dungeon heels over and turns into a wall. The music stops.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. There's a spectral ghost going behind Verity and pushing him onto the bed.
Oh God!
That didn't
Still in full armor.
that didn't
Okay, you know what?
happen.
Fine. I have 10 spectral ghosts in there, fucking getting that armor off within 2 minutes.
While they're having this conversation, you have some servants helping you take the armor off. That is fine. They're not forcing anything upon you, though. Carry on, Vitheritas.
Yeah, he'll basically just go, in the meantime, there's other things I'd like to discuss.
Oh,
Oh, by the way, do you need some help with that armor? It looks quite difficult to get off.
Any help is appreciated.
Oh, hello.
Your tail's on backwards.
Oh my fucking! I'm making so much noise and my window is open. I've just realised.
So I walk towards you and I start helping you take off your armor. So you were saying?
Pink eye! Rosie, look at your message.
Oh.
Are you asking if you can make dildos appear?
No.
No.
He'll make it rain dildos, not
That's
just
fine.
have them appear.
Sorry, guys, you were speaking. Carry on. Carry on with your scene, guys. Don't let us interrupt you.
Peanut gallery.
Don't be shy.
So what was the other thing that you wanted to discuss?
Verity.
Sorry, smell us coming. Vitheritas will just give his most charming smile and goes, I think you know exactly what I need to discuss.
And you were looking to restart the order and you might need some magical help.
There is that. But there's also all the flirting you've been doing.
Oof.
he's noticed.
He was avoiding this.
Even he noticed.
To be honest, the brick at this point would have noticed.
Fair.
He just took a little longer.
That pair of underwear, I do not know how that got in your bag. I definitely didn't put it there.
Did he tell anybody about the underwear? Because otherwise this would be an incredible scene.
Well, to be honest, no, he didn't. He also hid it as soon as he found it.
He has got it on right now, though, hasn't he?
Yes.
Changing.
He's wearing it.
Regardless, you've got very good taste.
I'm sure they look very nice in them.
Just bang already.
Oh, it's not like done.
Nothing, Hannah. You've missed nothing. I'm being serious. He's not made a move yet.
Oh, he'll make his move now. Depends on whether he gets set on fire or not.
Dude, her mouth.
Misty step her onto the bed.
Where's Navigne?
The Veritas, what would you like to do?
Oh, he's gonna definitely make a move and try and get her onto the bed.
Alright. Redo!
Fucking Loya!
Redo, what is your response to this?
Won't resist that, not that she could, because, you know, he's very strong.
He's suddenly playing the damsel.
So, yeah, you guys are now sort of both sort of lying on your sides on the bed, sort of like your elbows like propping your heads up, sort of looking at each other. Navigne sort of was on your shield and has now sort of jumped into the fireplace and is sort of like dancing around to the inconspicuous jazz in the background.
Picked up on some of the not so subtle hints.
It might have taken me a while.
Where?
I'm presuming
Oh my god, guys, come on!
I'm gonna die before this happens, people.
He whaps the demon dick out. It's done.
Hey, you cannot rush progress, guys. God.
I'm gonna bet.
I cast a spell.
Okay.
Ball cloud.
Okay. Okay. Everything around you goes sort of Silent Hilly and grey.
He wouldn't be paying much attention to that.
Okay. I'm gonna just say that at this point, the TVs with the stuff on the screen is canon because, like, yeah. So I'm just gonna assume that Arissa instinctively blinked, noticed this on the TV and was thinking, oh, I really wish I could see what was going on, and it appeared before you upon the TV. She immediately jumped up, ran to Apricity's room and dragged her out and pulled her across the corridor like, come and watch this!
Oh my god,
I have imagined that I want popcorn to appear, so me and Arissa are now scoffing popcorn and staring at the TV screen.
Yes.
Yes, we are. We're bonding.
Early night air.
Exactly.
Wait, so you're bonding? Ridu and Verti are bonding?
Different.
Oh, we're not bonding like that because I know that you'll stab me, but you know.
No.
That's the only. She's not
Hey,
bonding.
Apristi. Varric sold his dagger. Or
Well, he'd probably fucking bite my throat out if I tried to touch Arissa.
depends on where.
Oh.
Maybe we should check out that room.
Oh yeah, I gave like Redo the full schematics of the room before.
I can't wait to see what the name of this episode is.
I'll let you all put in your ideas later.
Yeah.
I get out of bed and
Sexless innkeeper. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, that works too. Oh my god.
so as we enter the room, I try to look around at all the different machines and investigate.
Roll investigation check.
The hall is about 100 foot long with every single object you could possibly imagine.
There's a pineapple in there.
There is a pineapple in there. Alright, yeah, Redo, there is literally anything you could possibly want, anything you could possibly imagine appears in this room.
Okay. Is there any kind of like suspended bondage equipment?
Yes. There's also a rack.
Oh.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yes, they do instantly refill, yes.
Oh god. Oh god.
Yep, like that, only better.
Oh, what's the hoop in the middle of the ceiling?
That's to
Ceiling's 50
attach
foot
things.
high
That's
and has a
useful.
mirror.
That's for things.
There's also like an anti-gravity chamber as well that you can like float around in, and yeah. So, Betheritas, Redo's having a look around, looking quite interesting, finding things she likes. What would you like to do?
He's just going to investigate, very confused.
Yes, they do, Redo.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna walk towards that and ask Bertie, would you like to try this one?
Yes, they
Never
do.
used anything like this before, but
As Apricity says that, there's a dungeon that opens up, and like the wall just disappears, and the dungeon opens up.
Oh gosh.
Oh god.
Just to warn you, this is going to leave Varric and Kaloja, just so you're aware. When everyone's, paired off and found a partner, this is going to leave you two.
Cypher and Varric are gonna have super fun flying lessons.
Yeah, also, when you two chat about it, a little door appears, like a bright pink door appears in the corner of Arissa's room, and it says "Naughty Things" on it as a little sign. So, well, those two are deciding whether they want to go through the door. Varric and Vitheritas, and Reedy. That'd be a totally different scene.
So,
Yes, indeed.
I will say that a TV screen can appear both outside the door so that Hannibal can see it, and inside the training room as well if you choose to look at it.
Lots of privacy, people!
No, not in the training room. I've literally shut all that off.
Okay, well, not in the training room then, no. So, yes, so
Yeah, she can still see that.
Vitheritas, would you like to get into the wall equipment?
he's probably going to have to take some time to work out how the hell it works.
That's okay.
pretty sure
Redo can help you in. It'll be fine. Alrighty, so, Vitheritas, you're now, in the wall on a little cross shape. Yeah, they've got that too. Which one would you rather put him in?
Somewhat easy.
Really difficult. Huh?
Yeah, this is totally PG. Yeah, totally. But Theratos, would you rather be tied up or chained up?
I think it's really
Yeah, Gina, this. Yeah.
He's gonna have zero idea of what's going on.
It's okay. I can just we can put it as an 18 warning. As long as you put a warning on it, it's fine. They haven't done anything yet. They're only talking about it. We have episodes where people decapitate people's heads and shove their lances up their insides. I'm sure this one will be fine.
And then the Sunday party where dicks get chopped off,
Yeah,
deep throated by dead
yeah,
bodies and stuff.
exactly.
Oh Lord.
I think just make sure the images stay PG.
Yeah, it's fine. So, Vitheritas, roll me a d6.
D6.
Yes.
Go for the red sparkly one.
Like his eyes.
That'd be 4.
Okay, well, odd was chains, even was rope, so you're gonna get tied up. So, your hands are sort of tied above you on the ceiling, and you're sort of not quite suspended, and he's definitely following the lead. So, Redo, would you like to engage in some, Yes. He made the decision. He was picking whether he wanted to be tied or chained.
This is just not what I wanted.
I love that it just pops up and says several people are typing. Everyone's just gone fucking crazy.
Oh, okay. In which case, it's swapped around. The room does it for you, so it experiments. It sort of ties up the Theratas, and then Redo sort of looks and shakes her head, and then it ties up Redo instead. Also, a little unseen servant appears next to you, Vitheritas, as Reedy's all a little tied up, and hands you like a step-by-step instruction guide on how to do this.
On how to sex dungeon.
Well, how to sex someone who's tied up.
And yes, this unseen servant is in a full Gibbon suit.
Yeah. He offers Vitheritas a nice big riding crop, and hands it to you and sort of winks and then disappears.
He'll look at the crop, raise an eyebrow, and then simply use his tail instead.
A little a little magical target appears on Reedu's butt. Okay. Alright, Verti, please roll me a performance check.
Which check?
Performance.
Obviously. Nat 1, nat 1, nat 1, nat 1, nat 1.
That's the wrong hole!
What is his performance? Oh, it's 3. Radio, so that will be a 21.
Hey! Suddenly, all the memories of that kinky party where you first met this beautiful, beautiful girl. What's going on my quotes wall?
Oh, good.
I am saying that during sex at some point. Alright, so...
Reader, what have you done?
I am definitely going to say, remember that.
Also, Apricity and Arissa, some very nice blueberry and raspberry smelling face packs appear, and you can slather them on your face and your cocktails refill. And a little box of chocolates in heart shapes appear as well. Vetheritas, you remember a lot of the tank as less.
So you are more squishy than the class that is built to be squishy.
Yep.
That's the second time you got out Paladin.
Our Paladin, the Paladin.
This is why, because Rita's trained in this area. That's why she's got the HP.
Yeah. Vetheritas, all the stuff from the party sort of comes back to you, and you remember actually enjoying it, and you're not 100% sure if this is what Paladins are supposed to do, but, like, you've never been told otherwise. Just because you haven't seen a Paladin do it doesn't mean they can't, and, you know, you're supposed to be doing good things, and, you know.
Babe. Oh god. The paladin says no, but the tiefling says yes, yes.
Yeah, meanwhile, we just cut back to Varric going, woo! like doing loop-de-loops while the dragon stands there and watches him approvingly. And little hoops appear in the air, like Spyro the Dragon, for you to like fly through, like ching, 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 ching. And the room sort of turns into a big like obstacle course for you to like go. And Varric starts making the noise, like when he gets to the top of the room and he has to do a dive, he goes.
Ow, my ear.
So is this one, Reedy. So is this one. Yes, you can do some flying archery. You can attempt that too. Redo and Vetheritas, can you both roll me an extra performance check, please? But you can both do it with advantage now that you know each other a little better.
In the biblical sense.
Cool.
What did he get? Yeah, he got 11 total that time.
Alrighty.
Oof.
Well, what happens is Vetheritas uses his tail and he's getting an own it. It's pretty cool. And then the room sort of shifts with your mood, so the ropes disappear and you turn into a different pose, a different position, doing various different things. Vetheritas, you're the bottom for a while, and quite enjoy it. And Riju's very good. Very, very, very good. I will ask you guys this, though. Does it progress further than being kinky with each other? Are you going to actually engage in, you know, sex? Yes, it is. I mean, literal, you know, are you going to go the whole way? The whole 9 yards, as it were?
Jesus, is it that big?
Hey, it was the performance of 21 earlier.
Oh. I'm just reading this now.
She's on the devil deck.
Vetheritas, would your inclination be to yeah, that's what I was about to say. Vetheritas, would you consent?
Yeah, he would.
Okay. I'm assuming Vetheritas that this is your first go.
Yeah, it would.
Because the because the sexy party was like
someone squeeing.
That's just me squealing. I'm so sorry.
you if you guys were anywhere near the girls' corridor, you would hear two squeeing, one squeeing gnome and one squeeing gnome lover.
Gnome lover or gnome mother?
Oh God, redo.
All right. So I will zoom out, as it were, on the on the penetration. And just if you can both do me one final performance check with advantage, and then I will leave it up to you to either describe in chat, talk amongst yourselves, come back to it later, decide what combination of things you decided to do.
Morning breakfast.
You shall awaken in the morning, and no matter how many times you've done anything, it was very good. You both had a rollicking good time.
Oh my god. The Virgin done better than you.
Hey, maybe she was bottom that time.
It was just enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Beginner's luck.
This was the one time you didn't want a lucky 7. Alright.
Nah.
Is
That
that
would've
the
been so
title
funny,
of the
though.
episode?
Yeah, that's the one time you don't want a lucky 7.
Alrighty. So I will zoom out on you two. You can decide whether you wake up in the kink dungeon or whether you wake up back in the bedroom. I will zoom out for now and zoom back in on Varric. Can you do me a acrobatics and a dexterity check again? And yes, Redo,
At
you
this
can
point,
you can continue typing. That's not a problem. Or talk. You can say it or type it. Either is fine.
At this point, it's going to be in a forest or basically maneuvering around trees in tight-knit places.
Cool.
So what, Dex and acrobatics, right?
Yes, please. Dex for the just a general overall how your shooting goes, and acrobatics for how your flying goes. Hey, very nice. All right, yeah, you are definitely getting the hang of this. This is going quite well. You're getting much better at the flying. You're getting very used to how the wings work and operate. In the air, you're doing pretty well. Walking about, they still buff it into things. So anytime you sort of stop, it's very like awkward. But once you're in the air, you're doing pretty well. Yeah, Redo and everybody, if you want to continue it via chat or via typing, that is fine as well. Apricity and Orissa, what are you up to at the moment? Do I need to start playing the sexy jazz music again, or?
I'm kind of getting uncomfortable watching Reader of Authoritas because I realise that we've kind of overstepped the mark. If
I'll say the screen sort of fades out before they do anything penetrative, so you're not gonna completely invade the privacy.
Not yet. I'm going to turn to Arissa and be like, "Oh my god!" Right. We're gonna have to ask them so many awkward questions in the morning.
Oh, it's gonna be so fun! Kind of bounces around like, yay!
They don't know that we know.
My guy had no idea about these fucking magic screens.
Hey, they wanted a way to see what was going on. They wished it happened.
Arissa made magic happen. She's good.
Of course I make magic happen.
Ah, honey.
So, Apricity and Redo, I suppose what I'm asking you guys is, would you guys get up to anything else? The broadcast, as it were, has ended for the evening.
Apricity and Arissa?
Yes.
In the grand hall, there's about 100 servants clapping their hands at the screen when it ends.
I'm going to turn to Arissa and go, good night then.
And Arissa kind of looks at her and goes, "What did I say about afterwards?"
Oh shit!
I'm gonna down my cocktail, throw the glass behind me, offer a hand to Arissa, and start walking towards the door. Like, the naughty door.
Oh, hang on a minute, let me get my jazz back up again. God. I feel like I should have a different song for you guys though. How about Poppers and Prosecco? Here we go.
Hey babe, how's those DM notes going for this?
Oh, yeah, great. Terrific.
You're welcome.
Okay, so Arissa and Apricity, what would you like to get up to?
We're gonna get up to all sorts of things, but no one else knows, so we don't need to tell you.
A screen suddenly appears in Reader's fucking Verity's room.
They didn't wish it.
No,
They're a bit busy.
they didn't wish it, and
They
they
didn't
are
wish it.
rather busy.
They're busy fucking.
And while Varric would be thinking about Arissa, he'd be in the room where the screens can't go.
This is true. This is very true.
I did tell Val to go see Arista.
Could
Wait, you Varric to go see Arissa? Oh yeah.
oh, here we go. Hot sleep.
Hawks.
So, could Apricity and Arissa please roll me performance checks?
I'm gonna use my which dice here?
An advantage or?
Oh yes, I've got advantage from the last game.
Yes, you do.
I know.
Oh, now she uses it.
What am I doing? Performance.
Performance, please.
Fuck, what is that? Oh, it's +0 for me. Shit. Luckily, I had advantage, so I could re-roll the 2 that I rolled initially.
Hopefully Arissa won't need advantage on hers. Yeah, Arissa's pretty good.
I'd say by this point, the training would be done for tonight.
Alrighty.
Oh, fuck. I'm
Well,
too dead.
So, I will cut this back and forth. First off, Apricity and Arissa, you, I'm assuming, are going down into your pink doored room?
Yeah.
Okay. And you guys, you find a room full of all the things your imagination could hold. So you could have sort of similar things to what was at the kinky party. And anything you guys would like to get up to that you're not necessarily telling us because no one can see it, I will let that be up to you. You can type it or not, you can think about it yourselves. However, with those performance checks, it is a very enjoyable evening for the both of you. And when about 10 minutes later, Varric is knocking at Arissa's door, you get no response.
Can you hear any noises?
No, we're in the second room.
It's a big, massive chamber. It's going to echo.
Well, it's sort of got like soundproofing on the door, but if Varric goes in, he can see the door.
This
but
is my fucking place. No, it does not.
all right, fine. You can hear giggling and noises.
I will have willed that the room didn't let out any noise, so no.
Alright, so Varric, you knock on the door to Arissa's room and you cannot hear anything.
As far as you can tell, she's passed out.
Fair. The way he brought her to her room makes sense, so he'd return to his room.
Oh.
I want to return to the training room. I have a plan.
Alrighty. Alright, what would you like to do in the
room is
training
still a
room?
forest.
Yes.
This room is still a forest, right?
Yeah, can be.
In that case, Varric is gonna spend time practicing his, not his flight in the forest, but actually maneuvering like walking.
Alright, cool. As you come back down again, Hannibal is still outside. Did you want to bring her in with you?
I've went to bed by this point.
Okay.
Yeah. Varric wouldn't. Then again, yeah, Varric doesn't know what's happening at Eris's room, so yeah.
Unless he requests, he's just gonna keep being outside.
Yeah, that's cool.
Actually, hey Hannah.
Sorry, yeah? What?
Hey Hannah, wanna see, like, back in the tavern if there's anything to do.
Oh, sorry about that cough attack. You wanted to go to the tavern? What tavern? I'm sorry, I'm actually asking this not as Hannah. I'm a bit confused.
Out of game, we are in a mansion that is created with magic
Yes,
within the room in the tavern.
So they're going to create the tavern?
No, Varric wants to leave the magical mansion.
And they can without the other dude's permission?
Well, there's a door.
But does it open, I wonder?
There's only one way to find out, and Varric is gonna find out. So he invited me to join,
he's
but he's headed there.
He's gonna meet Anna when he goes outside. So
Yeah.
He's gonna
just
meet
keep
what?
walking.
Hannibal was outside the room when you left, so if you want, you can take her with you to try and leave.
Yeah, she's still there. She's stayed there all night.
On his way out, he tells her to that he's going to the tavern or into the city to see what's happening there.
Alrighty.
Is that an invitation? This is Anna.
Yeah.
Is that an invitation?
Yeah.
Are you
There's-
sure? You seemed very upset last night. I can stay here if you prefer.
I'd prefer not to leave you behind with the rest, and I want to talk. So
Okay then. Then I guess I shall follow you.
we head to the door.
Alright. Does it open?
An
Does
image
it
of
open?
Cypher. The image of Cypher appears, and he says, "I expect you to be careful. Be back by morning, okay?"
Ha! We have a parent.
Parent? Like, who protects us?
Well, he does behave like one. At least
I don't
you
know.
of all people.
I don't know. I never really had much of a family. I mean, I did for the first few years, but then it was me, just me, and then Moria, but she died, and then, you know.
Yes, I do know.
Wait, you actually do?
Of course I do. I can read minds.
And you use that on me?
Well, I used it on the beginning on everyone a little, just to have a feeling of everyone. You never know. I needed to know the people my contractor was around. I didn't go too deep, but you were thinking about it at the time.
Yeah.
I do apologize for it. I did not mean to go into those parts of your memory. I wish I could share the sentiment, but my species doesn't really have parents.
Well, I didn't either. And with that,
At this
With
point,
that-
Cypher just opens the door and just lets him go. Says, "If you're not back by about 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, come looking for you," and just let him out.
good. I try my best to be here.
See, that is what I imagine a parent acts like, at least from the books I've read.
Fair.
And I close the door then. So if he wants to enter, he can enter his own free will.
Alrighty. Good to know. So, Varric, where would you like to walk?
Well, outside. Outside, and then I'd wanna, get out of the city for a bit.
Weren't we going to the tavern? This is me, not Athena.
Yeah, you can come out, when you come out of the room, you come into the bedroom, you come out of that into the corridor, then you can go downstairs into the tavern itself. Most of the people are passed out patrons, there's like a card game going on in the corner, and then from there you can go out into the city. It's like, 3 a.m. in the morning now? It's all quite quiet.
I feel like hunting. You want to join me?
Oh, yes.
And then with that, he'd leave the tavern, actually head out of the city. Oh wait, he'd actually leave like a little note that he'd hand to the barman that helped us before, saying if any of of my companions from last night who were with me when we played that card game, could you please hand them this note if I'm back by morning?
So, who are you handing that to?
The barman that that joined us for that game of cards.
Oh, okay.
That shady dude? Ooh.
And I actually hand him like 5 silver pieces for it.
Ah, that's better.
Okay, cool. Alright, he takes it, we're sort of bleary-eyed.
Thank you. And with that, he'd go out hunting.
Alright, cool.
Are his wings still out, by the way? Because that...
The wings are visible.
They're visible and they're folded up. They take up about 3 feet of space behind him, so like he has to be careful when he's maneuvering like downstairs and stuff.
I turn to him and ask, would you prefer I hide this so as just not to gather as much attention?
Also, I did try and teach him basically how to wrap his wings around him like a cloak.
But he hasn't quite accomplished that, right?
You can wrap them around yourself as you walk. It doesn't, like from a distance in this dark, it could look like a cloak, but during the day it wouldn't. It would obviously be wings.
And it's still dark at the moment, right?
Yeah, it's like 3 a.m. in the morning.
Okay.
It's pretty dark.
Then never mind.
I'd wrap them around as much as possible, try and also practice, walking and maneuvering.
Okay.
And then as soon as I have the room to stretch the wings, because I'm outside, I want to fly straight up and out of the city.
And I shall teleport wherever he lands.
Cool. Alright.
How did you do that?
I am a summon.
Also send a message to Hannibal, simply saying, keep him safe.
No.
But because he stands mentally.
Alright.
I can hear
You're taking the leader. I'm just following.
Yeah, you're just following. He can be the leader, that's fine. Varric,
What did you say? You sound really off.
Yeah, so do
you
you.
sound like a robot.
Yeah, I had robot too.
I had robot for Hannibal. How am I now?
Better.
You sound good.
Better.
Okay, cool. I think everyone just went robot-y for me, so that was a bit off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
So
never
I pretty
mind.
much said that keep an eye on him, and then when you replied, it went robot.
Okay, that's fine. So, Varric, where would you like to go and what would you like to do?
Everyone a robot.
I know, you all sound robot-y to me too.
It's probably
That's
better.
better.
Woohoo!
Oh, good.
There we go.
What did you say, Rosie?
I said, Varric, you're going to be the leader of this little thing. Where would you like to go? What would you like to do? Do you want to just fly about? Do you want to practice hunting? Would you like to actually hunt? What would you like to do?
I'd like to practice hunting, so maybe
You could have done that in the room, by the way.
Yeah, true, but I wanted actual air, and besides, fun things could happen outside.
Yeah, low flying plane.
Can I form some, with my magic, some shapes flying in the air for him to catch? Like
Yeah.
shadows.
Yeah, you can, yeah.
And I shall cast that.
Ooh, I'd chase them around like.
Every once in a while, to keep you on your toes, a big one appears behind you.
Varric would literally be zooming around, having zoomies and going like, ah!
Hannah is on the ground, just waving her hand, smiling and trying to catch you.
Alright, Varric, do me another, just a dexterity and an acrobatics check.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Oh my. Oh, where's the acrobatic saves you?
Alright. As you're flying around, you sort of forget that while you were training, you were in a room that was controlled and safe, etc. And you sort of twirl and whirl, and suddenly a big flock of geese is flying right towards you in a big V shape, and whoa! You get buffeted this way and that. You take 8 points of damage from beaks and feet and feathers. You come out the other side, spitting goose feathers, like, oh, I forgot there's other people in the air as well. But you manage to save it and turn it into a big loop-de-loop with your acrobatics, like, woohoo, it's all flying, feathers everywhere.
This child is really going to be the death of me.
You know what? I want to try and swoop like an actual rabbit or something off the ground in like a dive.
Okay. Is that what you want to do from that with your acrobatics?
Yeah, like after the loop, I'd go for a dive and actually try and catch something.
Okay,
but
cool.
like barehanded instead of actually archery.
Alright, cool. Alright, cool. Just do me one last dex check for that.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. I may have just nat one on another dex.
Alright, you go for a swan dive and you are about to hit the floor and take a ridiculous amount of damage. However, Hannibal, you instinctively will leap into action here, and
Yes, I will.
You immediately feel yourself teleported to where he's about to land. So
now I crash into her instead of the ground.
Barrier, so you kind of land on a fluffy barrier.
Yes. So yeah, Varric, you land on a big, like a big fluffy tackle hug, big fluffy barrier. The two of you continue in this vein for some time. Varric sometimes succeeding, sometimes not, darting and diving about the city, swirling around, catching the objects, trying to touch all the chimney pots in a row, and eventually heading alright. And you get very distracted by this and spend a great deal of time outside. In fact, you're there until the sun comes up, so distracted are you.
Okay, I'm back.
Hi! That's alright. Everybody else, so those of you who are in your own little sex dungeons, have fallen asleep.
What happened while I was gone?
You continued to go about the city. You cast some more shapes for him. He did some more diving, just practicing his wings until the sun is up and the day has started and he's like distracted. He hasn't even thought about breakfast yet. Like, That's how distracted he is.
Can I wave him down?
Yeah.
Do I roll
okay.
perception to see if I notice?
Yep.
Sure.
I should definitely put this dice in dice prison because this makes a total of 7. Oh wait, no,
Alright.
it's perception.
Yeah.
It's perception. That makes a total of 9.
Woohoo! Okay. You know Hannibal's somewhere on the ground, looking up at you, but you sort of don't really notice. You're quite distracted with your loop-de-loops at the moment. I'll jump over to the spooning.
Yeah, pretty much.
Apricity and Arissa, you wake up in the morning. Birds singing. You're not sure how because you're in an enchanted mansion, but there are birds singing. And and you're spooning in Arissa's bed. Vitheritas and Redo, are you going to wake up in the bed or just like passed out in the dungeon?
Yes.
Alright. You guys can wake up spooning on the floor then. That's fine. Completely naked. And you guys wake up as well. Varric feeling... Vitheritas, sorry. Feeling very, very satisfied and content and happy, but also confused and wow. And Redo feeling, yeah, that was cool. Or however Redo wants to feel.
Who's the big spoon, though?
Oh, who would like to be the big spoon?
Obviously.
Ah,
This.
Guys.
all right. So you guys wake up. What would you guys like to do? That's to all four of you. What would you like to do now? Have you woken up?
I'm gonna give Arista a little kiss on the cheek and sneak back to my room.
Okie dokie.
Arissa kind of just smiles in her dozy sleep and kind of just rolls over.
Alrighty, cool. So Redo and Vitheritas, what would you like to do now you're awake?
I think Vitheritas would probably have carried Redo over into the other room,
Oh.
but also picked up the note and had a look at actually what the heck he was supposed to look at in the morning.
Ah, alright. Well then, Vitheritas, you look at the note and it's on the wardrobe door. You open the wardrobe and inside is a full set of plate mail, shiny and magnificent. It's bright gold with red and black detailing on it and emblazoned, like engraved into it and with colour as well, is the crest for the golden chalice, like right in the chest centre of this like full plate mail.
And
it goes like
Shield.
all the... Oh right, yeah, there's a shield too. The shield is very cool because it has a special little place where Novigne can sit and she can be like hidden, but also sit and look out and be there as well.
it's an elemental like mirror shield that she can be in, and she can telepathically talk to you through it.
That's pretty sweet.
Does the note say, sorry?
The note says, Vitheritas, this is for you, but look afterwards. Also, at this point, Novigne had stopped dancing, and in the morning, Novigne was sort of like lying with her head in her fiery hands, sort of like looking a bit bored in the fireplace, like like tapping her feet on the edge of the fireplace, like ah.
Okay, wait. People, so this exists apparently. Sorry, I'm stopping but I was a little surprised.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, Solarian.
Oh, I love
Is
it.
that the chick from the oh my god, this is awesome.
Yes, the Trunchfallens.
This is
I ship it.
kudos.
I ship this. I love it. I encourage this.
I love the fandom. Vitheritas and Reedy, you're looking at his I like Umble personally. You guys are looking at his brand new shiny plate mail. Oh, this does also mean that Vitheritas, while you're wearing it, you can change your AC as well.
Can I? So the Veritas had this weird cape that appeared.
Yes.
And then that got taken off for the sexy times.
Yes.
So it's like a cape that is a physical cape that can come off.
Yes, it's a physical cape.
Okay.
Vitheritas, your AC goes up to 18 if it wasn't there already.
Goes up to 18?
18 if you weren't there already. If you were higher, then keep your higher one, but if you were lower, then you go up to 18.
He's normally 18 with the shield.
Okay, well you're now 18.
20.
Yeah,
Without
you're now
the shield,
you're now 18 without the shield. With the shield, you get at 20
plus 2. Yep. Just updated. Changing that.
Cool. I will also say at this point that I might skip you guys so that you've all come down to breakfast now, including Apricity and Arissa. If there's anything you wanted to say to each other on the way or in private, you may do so. Otherwise, I will jump to you all being at breakfast.
Yeah, I think we're just going to kind of give each other a glance, but try and make it look like we're walking downstairs separately.
I guess me and Varric arrive when everyone's entering the door.
No, you guys aren't back yet.
Oh, so we're the only ones not there at the breakfast table. Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry, Varric has messaged me.
You say that like it's not something they should worry about.
No, this is true.
I think that
you
might want to talk to me on the way breakfast.
Yeah, you can do. What would you like to talk about?
Right. The Theratus is going to come down with his new armor. Shield and all.
Shiny. Okay. Arissa, when Vitheritas walks in, you, having had the nightmares that you did that I messaged you last night, you recognise the symbol on all the dead dudes as the one Vitheritas is now wearing.
I burst into tears. Finally kind of understanding what it was that I dreamed about.
I'm going to jump over to Arissa and put my arm around her and ask if she's okay.
Theratus is just going to look a bit confused.
You've moved her to tears. You're so beautiful and radiant.
So I was there. Go on.
Oh, sorry. Your tail is also completely armored and has a spike at the end.
Sweet.
Awesome. Oh, also, just to add fuel to the fire, because it's breakfast, at this point, a unseen servant shows up, having answered a knock at the front door, and he brings over a note and hands it to Apricity, being the nearest person. You open it, and it's from Varric. It's written in Varric's writing. It says, went out hunting. If you need me, I'm near the camping place. P.S. If I don't show up again, I love you, Arissa.
I'm just going to pass it to Arissa and roll my eyes, but also look quite concerned.
I'm going to do my best to read it.
Yeah, it's all a bit watery at the moment.
Yeah. And I'm probably keep on crying.
The Theratus will basically pull out chairs for Henry to get drinks and food for himself, and then turn to Rita and go, let me actually double check what I've written up. And this will be audible for everyone. I need to rebuild my order, and
Erisa cries harder.
basically, originally my plan was to find any survivors of the old one and start rebuilding, but I'm clearly not the best suited to do that. If
Overhearing this, I do jump in and says, I do have some information to you about your order.
So do I.
Not that long ago, 10 of your order were found massacred in a field.
Vitharitus will just grimace and he'll pull a note that he's got, and I don't think he's actually shown it to many people. But it basically states along the lines that his orders missing in action, presumed dead, and that the entire order has been disbanded. However, the deed to rebuild it lies with him, and with the very note.
I will explain to them that these guys were fully in their armor, adorning the crest and everything. And I'll also give the information of where that was, where I got the information from, when DM gives it.
Erisa's going to walk over to the Veritas and just kind of look him in the eye and say, I'm so sorry.
He'll go, you weren't the one that did it.
She just looks really kind of like, oh.
He'll turn back to Redo and say, I know I'm not exactly the smartest person in the world, and I know I can't do this on my own. If you help me rebuild this order and help restore Travis and Borson, I'll swear to my service to you as Grand Master for as long as I live. And he'll hand her the note.
What? What would that mean? What does it imply?
It means that you can build an order of knights.
Like yours?
Yes.
I think I'll have to think
But you
about
can build them better and stronger than we were. Because none of us really know much about magic. And
me.
I am... Yes. Like you.
I don't think that this is something. So, can I give you my answer?
You can take your time and think about it. But I know for a fact that I won't be able to do this on my own, and I think you're the only person I can actually trust to succeed.
I'm touched by your confidence. Thank you.
I also will lighten the mood and say to Verti, I've personally enchanted this armor. I crafted it not that long ago. Kaloja asked me to sort something out for you, and so that's what I did with the information I was given. It may take a while for the magic to take effect, but I hope this will do you.
It will do enough. And thank you.
I just kind of nodded my head.
Also, Varric rushes in through the front door, followed by Hannibal, obviously, and he dashes quickly up to his bedroom, sprints past you all.
Ed, he ignores everything, all the food, all the people. He just dashes straight through the to the bedroom.
Okay. Are you coming back? Are you coming back
For
down?
now, no.
Okay.
For now, no. He'll have a few things to inspect.
All right.
No, Annabelle just stands there and waves at everyone. Hello. Good morning.
So when he bolts past us, it kind of goes, so you got my message then?
Your message about returning as quick as possible. Yeah. I'm sorry I'm late, and he just dashes along to the bedroom.
Okay, Varric, what would you like to check while you're in your bedroom?
I want to check if my bow is still there.
Yeah.
Should be. No one said they wanted to touch it during the night, so they were all a bit preoccupied.
They were touching other things, Han.
Fair, but Varric forgot his bow, his arrows, his daggers, his weapons, and his magical pouches and such. So he's a bit concerned with that.
Yeah, that's fine. Everything seems to be there and correct. You look through everything as best you can, and yeah, nothing seems to have been missing or taken or touched.
Okay, in that case, I'll. It was a staircase down, down
Yes.
to the hall where they are eating breakfast, right?
Yes.
Varric would sit halfway down the stairs now, for now.
Okay. So everyone who is currently at the table, what would you like to chat about? Arissa is still crying. Just making everybody aware.
I'm going to ask
I'll walk
her again if she's okay.
I'll walk up to her and kind of kneel down very, very, very low. I says, "Are you okay, my dear?" What the fuck?
The element of harmony. Yay.
She kind of looks up at Cypher and goes, When did it happen? I saw it last night.
Rosie, when did this happen? Again? 2
Like
nights ago?
Yesterday, day before.
Okay, and I'll pass on that information yesterday or the day before.
I saw it happen.
I want to ask Arissa and say, was this the nightmare you had?
Arissa just nods.
I'm going to squeeze her hand.
I'm gonna stare at Arissa for a second and contemplate a couple of things.
I don't know what this means. Why am I dreaming things? Are they all true?
Rosie, you can tell me if I can do this or not. I'll put my hand on her head, and can I detect anything that is causing her to relive someone else, or why she's dreaming of this?
Actually, yeah. All you can sense is memories. You can't sense anything connecting her to another person. You can't sense anything that's that isn't hers. Like, everything is a memory that seems to belong to her.
So these are lived memories.
They appear to be, yeah.
Okay. I'll just say to her that it seems that these are lived memories. Like, you have experienced these personally. Do you have these often?
Nearly every night.
I'll ponder on this and see if I can come up with anything.
I shall go and do some research.
That's a subtle way of asking the DM, what do I know about this?
Therapist will pipe up from his end of the table and go, in regards to my order, there's a name that might help in researching what happened to them.
What name would that be?
He's just scrolling through his notes just to find it.
Which person are you thinking of?
The priestess, which I think was Liari.
Yes.
That's the one.
Bitch.
It's as far as I know, she's the one directly responsible, and she will pay for it.
See, when I read her mind, or then in that sense, could I see if she's seen this person or not, or interacted?
Well, you don't know who this person is. You could see the name, but you wouldn't know who you were looking for. The name has popped up before.
Because I remember in the Sunday group, she introduced herself as that.
Yeah.
In front of everybody.
Yeah, so you can, through looking through Arissa's mind, you can, she's met the person, the name is ringing a bell. You can't see a really clear picture, but she's met her.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just ask her, have you ever met this woman, Liari, dear?
I think Arissa wouldn't really know how to respond to that. Would she have remembered her from this other life?
Well, as you think more about it and you hear the name, bits of the dream that you'd sort of forgotten come back to you, and you remember that she was there and that you were on her side and you were working with her against killing all these people.
Yes, I've met her. She ordered it.
Oh, also,
Like
just to jump in quickly, what did the note say that you left for Varric on? Oh, and yeah, and also Arissa, you were on a boat with her. This you was on a boat with her, so you'd recognise it from that as well.
Yes, she'd be like, I've met her twice.
Should I send the note that I got?
Yeah, you can read it out, dude. Yeah, you can read it out.
Okay, so in my bedroom I found a note that says, a formal invitation to trial for the Thieves Guild, recommended by Calosia Salduras. P.S. If you want to learn more of my personal trade, find the drow named Sorn Drialis within the guild.
Can you write the name down for me, please, Calosia or Varric?
Oh yeah, of course.
Thank you.
I also messaged Varric, tell him to get his ass downstairs.
Okay, in that case he'll wander over to Cypher, and he said, you called for me?
Oh, man. Take care of Arissa.
Yeah, of course.
And
it put...
Yeah, you can, finish that sentence.
It put his hand on her shoulder, like, trying to comfort her.
Yeah, she leans into the touch.
Well, I think for this evening, I shall leave you on that horribly sad note, but you'll be starting now to make a plan of who you need to see, what questions you need to ask, etc., etc. It's a bit of a sad note to leave it on, but hey, it can't always be an upper. Quick, Varric, bring out the Edrit, quick!
If you give me 1 second, I might have something that could happen, but I need to ask you for a second.
Okay. Okay. I'm just putting in my notes that Betheritas also has a vial of Edrit, just so I don't forget that.
Oh, I was sad just because she leaned into Barrett when I was trying to comfort her. But it's okay.
Sorry, Presti.
Yeah, it's alright.
Denied.
Mm.
Relay love triangle.
Oh dear.
Remember, guys, what happens in this mansion stays in the mansion.
Good, because Barrett could kill me if he found out what happened.
Well,
Yeah.
Varric would actually. I want to change a slight bit what Varric said to Cypher.
So,
Instead of just saying, of course, I'd always protect her, say something slightly different with a little more impact. He'd want to say, of course, she's family. I'd always protect my family. These guys are my family.
Duh.
Go.
I was just gonna give a grin to that.
Okay, well, there you go. That's a slightly more upper to leave it on. So I will leave it on that one for now. And we'll begin next session with you guys making a plan of what you're going to do. However, there is no session next week because we have a one-shot next week. Not wanting to put any pressure on the person who is running it, but
What's a one shot?
it's where you just have a one-off session, just doing a new thing.
It's basically an entirely different campaign, but only one session long.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty, so I will play us out.
So as an NPC, I'm not gonna be there, right? Just to make sure.
You can be. Message Glenn about it and we'll see. Meantime, everybody shout goodbye to the recording. I'll turn it off and then we will discuss XP, etc, etc. So, thank you for playing. Ta-da!
Bear.